Back to green we go here this morning to kick things off on Nvidia Day. Coming up after the close tonight, we'll hear from the chip maker. Important report right across the board, not only for semiconductors, for the market in general. It's going to be all about the forecast. We'll touch on that coming up here this morning. That's a look at the Nasdaq right now at session highs. Essentially, it's just 0.2%. However, oh, by the way, we're going to get FOMC minutes from the last meeting coming up at 2 p.m. this afternoon as well. That'll give us a little more indication on how the Fed is thinking overall going into the remainder of the year. Still pricing in 3 cuts by the end of the year at this point, so we'll see when that starts, because, I mean, they're looking at July at this point, maybe even August before we get even a first cut. So 2 o'clock this afternoon, we'll get the minutes from the latest Fed meeting as well. But obviously all eyes on Nvidia here ahead of the report tonight.
It's going to be huge, Brendo, and that $5.5 billion hit, a lot of people saying that some of that might get kicked down to the next quarter, so we may not realize that whole revenue decline in this quarter, so we'll keep an eye out on that. They're apparently lobbying behind the scenes, guys, to try to get a license from the federal government to be able to sell these H20s that they've got in inventory, sitting doing nothing. The restriction prevents them from selling it to China or anybody else, so we'll keep an eye out on that. Lots to talk about today, Brendo. Macy's reporting, Dick's Sporting Goods as well, and BTC conference out in Vegas with the keynote being JD Vance, so that should be interesting.
You guys said you were going to do something to finalize this this bet coming up when, Friday this week?
Yes, my walk of shame, so to speak, or seed of shame will be manifested on Friday when Joseph gets his money.
Yeah, Joseph is walking around here with a big smile on his face. Like, it is what it is.
What a guy.
I mean, I applaud you. You took a shot. You know, it is.
I got close. It wasn't that far off. You know what I mean? Like, we hit all-time highs, just not quite there.
Yeah, a little bit too slow. 0.7 right now to the downside for IBIT, as you said, that conference going on out in Vegas. We'll keep an eye out for any comments on that note as well. But the market, guys, is going to be paying close attention to what happens after the bell later today. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Brendan, Sharif.
So
Obi.
close. He was so close. 125s, right?
Well,
125s.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good. Was it that close?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. It's 110K asset.
No, it's great. I mean, we went down to 70,000.
That's like not even that. Like that's like a little blip, and that could happen in a day on Bitcoin. On something like Bitcoin, that can happen in a day.
It can happen on any stock in a day.
Yeah. Bit of a percent move.
I want to make a bet with you about something. We'll have to figure that out. We'll figure that out. It was exciting action, but yeah, it came pretty close there. I mean, up to break all-time high. It would have been whatever. 125 was a great shot in the dark. That's for sure. RJ Scringe touts $45,000 Rivian R2 model. Okay. I don't think that's moving anywhere because we already know about that model. He's just talking about it. 1540 there for Rivian. Yeah, look, welcome everybody. We are going to have another exciting day. I mean, you know, Tesla, again, we talked about this yesterday. We're on it today again. Nice, huge move yesterday, up 7% as people are now like, wait a second, this is much more than a car company, obviously. And all those headlines about car sales being down, whatever. We're talking about Optimus now. We're talking about full self-drive. We're talking about Elon Musk being back at the desk. We're talking about a lot of different projects. And, you know, maybe Doge, although I don't want to talk about too much political, but, you know, what it might have done was highlight just how important this man is, stepping back into Tesla and starting to focus maybe on the business and what's next, right? And we talked about that coil. I actually had Brian Shannon yesterday. First of all, Brian Shannon likes Big Bear AI. All right. But it's this play too. I like Target. I was telling him I thought Target was really starting to figure itself out down here. Big miss there, all the way down into $90. It goes back to its 2020 low. You can't see it on the chart, but and it basically undercuts it, and then now is starting to get back to the upside. I like Target breaking $100 here. I don't think it's going to break it today. There's no catalyst, but that's going to be a play for us. SMCI was wild a little bit yesterday, Obi. We'll see what happens today, down to $42 right now. Still up, but nice. Look at this move at the end of the day. Really crushed that. We have Dell, HPQ coming tonight with Nvidia as well. And then the biggest and the baddest of them all, of course, NVDA. Just trying to figure out if I want to trade this today or not. You know what? Obviously, if it comes up and there's some levels that get hit, then that's fine. We'll trade, and we'll talk about that coming up, even down to 135. But always trade. Difficult, I find, to trade stock day before, especially as we get closer and closer to that 4 p.m. number, 4 p.m. release there. So we'll wait to see. And then big runners, LV. What was it? LVMH? No. LVWR.
Or something,
LVWR. Yep.
Yeah,
Livewire. Exactly. So another mover here today. And then, so that's up just 53% right now, so not doing too much. And then we have GameStop there with their first tranche announced there with Bitcoin, so we'll get to that story as well. So that goes up and then comes right back in again, so this may get this name going. And again, we already talked about it yesterday. What a great trade that was. It was on the sticky note, breaking through 34.50. Once we did that, we kind of hovered about all day around that $35, $36 mark, so we'll have to see what winds up happening. 35, we closed 34.40s. Nice move to the high side there. We had a runner in AMC yesterday. I wasn't sure if that was doing anything today. Hadn't looked, wasn't on the radar. Yeah, flat there today so far. So, and then of course yesterday we had some big moves, Obi, with quantum plays that were coming in one more time. 17 was sort of the bottom yesterday for QBTS. So we'll be able to see here it was yesterday into 1690s. So that'll be coming up today as well. I said yesterday that I kind of liked this name here today, QBTS. So let's have a look at that, especially if we break that 1750 barrier. So yeah, other than that, pretty good. We kids had volleyball yesterday. We watched the final. Handmaid's Tale was over with there. I don't think she was super impressed with the last episode, but it was okay. Last episode ever for Handmaid's Tale. And then, yeah, and then apparently, and then they're doing they're always doing spin-offs. And stuff. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, the last one. Many episodes filmed in and around GTA. So, anyways, no positions right now. No. Nasdaq up 0.25. We should have Raheem Alani coming by at some point this morning, so that should be really nice to hear what he's talking about. Canadian landscape, the banks are absolutely ripping in Canada, which is amazing to see that one. And yeah, man, all good. You know what I didn't check though? I didn't check Big Bear AI.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Ooh, 460. Okay, good. Another 3% right here. We need to add like a 3 in front of this. 32% would be nice for Big Bear AI.
It's definitely within its range.
It's working. Oh, special announcement to make today.
You got to let the people know.
I mentioned to Sharif today already because I knew Sharif was like, we talk about these guys a lot. So today I'm very happy and have been added to this big cast here. Dan Niles. Jim Bianco from Bianco Research is going to be there as well. Guy Adami is going to be here. My good friend, and I want to thank Brian Shannon for hooking me up with this as well. Brian Shannon will be in the building as well. Someone named Dan Ives. I don't know if we've ever heard of him, or Dan Niles, or Guy Adami, or any of these guys. Or have you heard about this guy down here, also starring? Oh, here he is, Trader TV, Sean. So we're going to be on the lead lag report today, this afternoon. And it's good. We're going to have a lot of fun. Lead lag report, over 760,000 viewers. We're going to be on here, an epic all-day space on markets. Look at this, Obi, with huge guests.
Oh, boy.
And Trader TV, Sean. So there'll be huge guests, Randy, and me.
Thank you, Randy.
So, ooh la la.
Yo.
Stacks on stacks on stacks.
I will eat the. I was waiting for it. Look, it's not even. It's like not even ripe yet. It's not fully ripe. It's still got a little bit of green on it. That's why I was like, I'm just gonna leave it on the table.
That's bananas.
And that's totally bananas.
Bananas. Man v Gorilla. What was that thing? 100
gorillas.
No, not 100 gorillas.
100 gorillas versus one man.
Randy, 100 Randys versus one gorilla. I don't know, man. You have to get in your car and run them over, I think. That would be the way to do it. But all right, yeah, sure. Oh, coffee? Sure, Randy, thanks. Randy's in the jorts today. It's beautiful out. 22 degrees Celsius at the highs.
It's coming in with,
supposed to rain. Okay, you know what? I'm going to have a freaking banana.
With the nourishments.
I'm gonna have a banana. All right, so that was fun. That was a fun little beginning time there. So yeah, let's go. I've been told to peel the banana from this side, so we'll do that again.
Yes.
You know,
I've been doing that
when
for
I
a very
do face
long
the
time.
gorilla, I can show him that's the way.
Yeah. Everyone asks me why I do it like that.
You've been doing it for a long time?
I've been doing it, yeah, because I'm like, I saw it on like the Discovery Channel one time, and I'm like, damn,
I don't want to eat it while I'm, yeah.
This is, because people were like, oh, monkeys eat a lot more bananas than we do. They figured it out. They figured out the mechanics behind it, the easiest way to do it. And I'm like, I've only ever seen that happen. And I'm like, okay, well, once I started doing that, I'm like, yeah, I've never gone back. Like, why am I struggling with the stem when you just have easy access from the back? Why like extra effort?
The more you know. Yeah, exactly.
Gotta watch the Discovery Channel.
Yeah, I do, man. We watch Toddlers and Tiaras. That's I subscribed $9.99 a month just so my 2 women in my life could watch Toddlers and Tiaras, which is a kids getting all a pageant. It's the pageant scene. But it's 10 years old. Have you heard of Honey Boo Boo? Good. Okay, all right, so it's 8:40. Let's go back over to the desk and talk more Toddlers and Tiaras, possibly not.
Definitely not. What we will have a look at, though, is this. This is what I was mentioning off the top of the show here. CME Fed Funds tool now 94.4%. This is June. If you fast forward a little bit, though, out to September, that's when you start to see a little bit more action coming into play, 50% chance of a cut, and then throughout the remainder of the year. I mean, by the end of the year, if you go even out to December here, they're pricing in, we're back to, 375 to 4. Which is still, 2, maybe 3 if they're aggressive by the end of the year.
Yeah, and you don't really hear anything from Fed speakers right now that are doing the rounds, Brendo, but any cuts that we're supposed to be getting. So the market really being conservative with this. We'll keep an eye out on that, obviously. Yeah, it's just hard to see kind of how that ends up coming into play with the tariff still being kind of a wild card. Yeah. It's unsettled. We don't even know what the tariff rate is going to be on any specific country, what the goods, what the price reflecting on the consumer spending. So I think that the Fed is kind of like us, wait and see.
Yeah, and that was largely the message we got from Fed Chair Powell the last Fed meeting. Why am I saying all this? Because coming up at 2 o'clock, if you missed it this afternoon, FOMC minutes from that meeting coming out as well. Let's talk about Ford here real quick, because what a disaster this chart is. This is a weekly chart of Ford. Just continues to leak to the downside. Over 1 million vehicles recalled from Ford over reverse camera issues. So, I mean, not that big of a deal, but still 1 million cameras. This stock has done absolutely nothing forever.
The thing is, like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this in your car. Do you notice sometimes it freezes or delays, so you're not actually as far back or as far forward as you think you are? So you can actually hit something here. So it gets to be a little bit of a safety thing, but that's what they're doing, Brendo. It's a rear freezing, delaying, or not displaying. So the models that are affected, the Bronco, the Edge, the Escape, the Corsair, the F-Series Super Duty trucks, there's others as well that are less popular, some in Lincoln as well, not just Ford, guys. It's going to be an over-the-air software update, but hasn't been remedied yet. They're going to try to get it done by June 16th. At least that's when they're sending out the letters. So we'll wait to see if this gets it fixed. Kind of taking a page out of Tesla's playbook there with the OTA update.
Yeah, and I mean, it's good they can just, with software, get this resolved real quick. Also, Stellantis, worth a note, STLA, back upside here a little bit so far this morning after a decent day yesterday on the gap to the upside. Remember, primary listing in Europe for this. That's why the daily chart in North America looks the way it looks, kind of all over the place. But partnership here with Amazon, kind of cool.
Yeah, so they're winding it down. Yeah. So the issue with this one is they were looking at kind of getting a connected sort of entertainment system. It was a collaboration, a joint venture actually between Amazon and Stellantis. That's fallen apart now. So they've both dissolved it. They didn't really give reasons why, so you can kind of feel maybe they're trying to keep that under wraps. Now apparently the speculation is that Stellantis may see Google. So they might be going to Google Android Automotive OS. So we'll have to wait and see whether it ends up happening or not. Separately, Brendo, they did assign finally a new CEO because the one had previously resigned. A new guy, I think his name is Antonio Filosa. He's CEO, reviving, trying to get the car company back in order.
Yeah, a lot of this is going to hang on what happens with tariffs as well for auto part makers across the board. Oh, by the way, if you looked at Netflix chart lately.
Unreal.
More all-time highs right now, actually, for Netflix. $1,212 on the back of a monster weekend at the box office, apparently breaking all kinds of records. So people liking movies again. Guys, Raheem is here. We'll get him set up and talk some AI.
Yeah, I know, the Bitcoin. Yeah, what's up, Raheem? Yeah, Raheem was just talking about GameStop and Bitcoin, and everything's ripping and everything is great.
These markets are
and
so ridiculous.
You need a coffee or anything?
I got mine.
We were just talking about Ford here today. I mean, it's Ford's
1 million recalls. What's up with that?
1 million recalls. This is right up Randy's alley, man. This is the whole thing. You know what, though? The wife wants one of those Broncos. She likes the way that looks. Have they been recalled? I don't even know what car has been recalled here, but wow, she may be watching that. This may be.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Really, they look nice though. No,
They look great. They're fun, but no.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so what would be your choice for an off-road? I like the 4Runner.
Good question,
I might be a little biased, but I like the
You know what? Jeep's held the
4Runner.
title for decades, but
yeah, she used to drive
quality
a Jeep.
control issues. I love the old classic Land Rovers, and there's. I mean, I did the off-road thing for years, but yeah, they're fun. Expect breakage, and Jeep is just empty every pocket, and you know.
That's another thing. Yeah.
You want to go off-road, you're going to pay, but yeah, I just no poor Ford.
You and Obi got to go fishing. You know, fishing's a hobby of Obi's.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's
We've-
why he's
we've-
asking about the
we have not
discussed.
gone yet.
We've not gone. I haven't been out this year. It is what it is. We'll get there.
Yeah, that's true. Marissa's not off-roading anytime soon, so we might be okay for all of that. Yeah, but Ford is just one of those disappointing names again, where if you play the bottom and the top, you've been fine on the daily.
You just got to get her a G-Wagon, bro.
Got to get her a G-Wagon?
Yeah, get her a G-Wagon. All round, you know, it's
wanted a
luxury, it's
G-Wagon.
off-road, it's a little bit of everything.
Hey, you know what, Obi? I'm just going to get her for it. I'm just going to go to the Mercedes dealership. I'm just going to go there maybe this afternoon.
Yes.
I'm going to go on the lead leg report. I'm somehow going to get like a couple $100,000, and I'm going to go right over there and get a G-Wagon. You know, that's actually a great idea. Don't worry.
Yeah. The Palantir position?
I'm talking about Palantir, my guy over there.
Just gotta liquidate
I
a little
felt bad
bit
enough selling it at 130. Even now that it's at 124, I'm like, shit, man, why did I sell? But I just don't want to buy back in. But no, Ford, yeah, like I was saying, it has its moves. We sit here and we say it's not a great day trading stock because I don't really believe that it is. But it does have its moves where if you playing this top in and around 11 to 1150 and this bottom of 8, I mean, 8 was dramatic, but, you know, if you're playing 9 to 11, it's been there to play it. But, yeah, it's been pretty sad. Like, every time it breaks out, maybe you think that there's another run coming. But, like, this was a $15 stock a year ago, you know, so it does suck that it's back to $10. And I guess you would have thought that this could have been a bottom there at 11 and change, now well under there into $10. I had this discussion with my 13-year-old yesterday, and I forget how it came up, but it was just like, how could you be a car company but not really trying to focus on EV? And it's not, I mean, they do have the Ford Lightning and they do have the Mach-E and things like that. But really, I mean, Tesla just continues to eat everybody's lunch. I'm seeing more and more Rivians on the road. Obviously, we talked about Polestar has been there as well. And then GM, I think they have a couple different initiatives there. Nissan has the Leaf. I mean, there's going to be lots of cars. Like Volkswagen has a deal with Rivian right now as well to work on that battery project. So we've seen Volkswagen and Rivian come together a little bit, and I think the more that happens, the better it is. But then we've also seen some failures with Fisker, as well as, what was it, Workhorse, I think was one. Nikola was another one. Yeah, so there's been a couple stabs at this, but yeah. You know, the EV space revolves around one name for me, and that's going to be Tesla. Not just trading it, but also what I think that they've, you know, sort of solidified. Thing is, the lithium trade is a very kind of a nasty trade as well, like that blood diamond situation there. So I think when that starts to become a little bit more in light, and I got to educate myself more on that as well. But just that's some negativity around the EV space, and then disposal of the batteries as well, apparently.
So that'll be a big thing as well.
Also,
I haven't taken a look at a lithium
problems.
stock in a while. But
What? We have a super chat here. We are going to go to Raheem because we are running a little bit on time. I just don't want to ignore. Obi, this is for you. David said, what are your first 3 movers for traders like you? You mean stocks he's looking at here, David? Give me one name that maybe we're not looking at today.
First of all, I mean, what do you mean by traders like you? I'm joking. Okay, so
You mean super talented traders?
So top 3 names for me on my watch list today is going to be TQs.
Only give them 2, and then we'll come back with the third one. You got to give
TQs for potential continuation on the market if we're going to break out, if we're going to continue to see some strength. I want to get involved if we do see some strength. And Tesla, of course. Tesla for the continuation. We saw how strong it was yesterday. I got blasted on it yesterday. Let's see if those buyers are still here.
Is there, I know I said only give 2 out of 3, but is there a random one that you're thinking about?
Nike.
Nike, there we go, okay.
Check out Nike. Not my top idea, but I definitely have eyes on Nike.
Okay, there we go. So there we go. Thank you, David, for the super chat. Tesla, the TQQ, not the futures, the Nasdaq, and Nike we're looking at from Obi. So thank you so much for that one. All right, let's go back over to the desk. We're just working on the note. We're getting some plays out right there, looking at some banks, looking at some SMR, some obviously the uranium names with an SMR, and then some quantum names as well. Amazon moving this morning, Nvidia on top of everyone's mind. And on that note, let's go over to the desk and hear what Raheem and Brendan want to talk about.
At 12, Raheem is here. We're going to touch on a few AI angles for everyone as we head towards arguably the biggest earnings report of this quarter anyways. In the US after the close tonight, obviously Nvidia going to report. If you zoom out though, there's different areas of the build out, there's different areas of this entire subject matter that I think we can take a little bit more advantage of. When it comes to
cut full year EPS.
Advantages that the US has over Canada, specifically on the data center side. We were just talking about the tax incentives and the rate at which commercial real estate prices are going up in the US has essentially priced us out of this market.
Yeah, that's exactly true. With the CHIPS Act and with the Inflation Reduction Act, all of these concerted efforts by the federal government to go into these places, specifically Florida, Texas, New York, I believe Arizona's on there as well, concerted efforts to drive incentives and things from the government to build that infrastructure in those states. So now you're seeing a commercial property that might have been $200 a square foot. If it's data center applicable, you know, large funds are going to pay, they're paying $500 a square foot, specifically in those states because weather's conducive, government's supporting them. And like we just talked about, these towns are dedicating people and people and people. For the amount of what we forecast or what people forecast, the amount of infrastructure that's going to be needed is one thing. You're also going to need 3 million people, let alone the robots that are going to do the work. 3 million people to fill all these manufacturing jobs and initiatives. So you put that plus that, you're going to need to house and hold 3 million people. So those states are putting all those concerted efforts together versus with us here in Canada, there are, I don't want to say less desirable places to live, but slightly less desirable places to live. In addition, where you might be able to locate these large-scale data centers.
Just one sec, I think we're having some audio issues here, maybe with your mic. We'll double check that. We want to talk a little bit about crypto as well and get an understanding of what's happening on this side of the border versus what's happening on south of the border. Over the past couple of days, we've had numerous different companies announce they were adding crypto directly to their bottom line. And DJT was the latest coming out yesterday morning. We were sitting here talking about DJT going to add crypto. There's a couple of Canadian angles we can touch on as far as that is concerned as well. Just give me a thumbs up, Andre, if we're good. Okay, much better. All right.
So you mean everyone didn't hear all the pearls of wisdom that I just gave? I'm so sorry, everybody.
You're gonna have to come back next time.
I have a private chat. You can find me on OnlyFans. I'll tell you everything over there.
You're gonna have to come back next time. let's just move on because we'll leave them hanging.
It's actually a tease for my Netflix show. Like I told you, they've given me 100 shares. So I'm now undervalued given that their stock
at
has gone
all-time
up.
highs.
Yeah, I should have.
$1,212.
$1,212. So
not bad,
doing
not
well
bad.
on those 100
Not
shares.
bad.
Anyways.
As I was mentioning, a couple of AI angles that we can look at as well. I mean, it seems like quietly this is happening more and more often now.
Yeah, like just this morning as we just walked in, I think you guys probably just talked about it. GameStop just announced $500 million going towards this. Companies are using these cash reserves that they've got. There's a company called Quantum. I think you guys probably mentioned it was an active trader on Nasdaq, QNTM. They just announced they're putting some of their cash into that. There's a company called Belgravia here in Canada, BLGV. They just literally just announced that they're getting a $5 million line of credit to go and buy more Bitcoin as well. So you're looking at these companies that are saying, okay, we can get access to cash or we have cash. What can we do with that to make hopefully progressive returns against letting the cash sit there and sit in a GIC, which is kind of conventional norm, because you can't go and aggressively invest your cash unless you go and get approvals from exchanges and from your board to go and invest that cash into different stocks. This is a more GIC, but aggressive GIC way to look at it, as long as you fundamentally believe the price of Bitcoin and all the cryptos that you're investing into will go up. So these small companies are now making these big announcements, and DJT went down, I believe, yesterday, but GameStop, I heard this morning, it's already popping, popping on that news, right?
Yeah, 2.5% right now. I mean, 2-3 days in a row here, straight higher for GameStop. I mean, DJT also offered $1 billion. Or $1.5 billion.
I think it was $1.5 billion. I think it went to 2.5. I heard this morning.
In shares. So that's why it was down. On this side of the border, though, a couple of smaller opportunities possibly on this with this angle as well. Tell us about this BLGV.
Yeah, Belgravia, they're a holding company. They're an investment issuer here in Canada. That allows them to participate into a number of different verticals. They've got a mining vertical, but they announced a crypto vertical a little while back, acquired a company called Nodevest, invested into Swaycoin, and just this morning, we're going to announce a $5 million investment, non-dilutive investment by Round 13, which is a big VC here in Canada, to go out and purchase Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin. So it's adding some more cash to their balance sheet that they can go and leverage into this commodity.
One we know very well, our friends over at Firefly, AIFF, moving around recently with this Nvidia deal, back to interesting levels here for them. GPUS, another one. What's the story there?
Yeah, so GPUS, again, when we're talking about NVIDIA, that's what we said, just some of these Canadian companies that have the NVIDIA touch point. So AIFF had it, and that stock ripped on that. GPUS had it, or has it as well. They are in the VC alliance of NVIDIA, so their stock has moved nicely. They've also got AI infrastructure as a touch point to them, and they've bought NVIDIA chips going back a little bit. So this stock has moved up, up to 16 cents now, went as low as 4 cents, as high as 28. So it traded about 11 million shares yesterday on some of this news. That's there.
Yeah, QNC, another one here, different company, but anytime you get these smaller junior type companies teaming up with a Taiwan semi, for example, things can happen.
Yeah, so QNC, they are the random number generator that goes onto a device, a phone, a handheld, whatever it is, have cryptography associated to it. So it's obviously very prevalent in today's world. And on the back of a deal that they just announced, and we just timed that into the NVIDIA play as well with the chips and all that, they just announced a deal with Taiwan Semi that they're going to be part of their ecosystem together. So that stock traded about 10 times its volume yesterday, traded about 11 million shares yesterday, and was as low as 90 cents on Friday, and it was trading up to $1.80 yesterday.
Yeah, Neil's not here, on vacation this week, but we have to touch on BlackBerry here, because quietly, BlackBerry doing things.
Yeah,
back above $4.
Yeah, BlackBerry moving again. And so that inherent ecosystem that we all talked about, 15, 20 years ago, we all had BlackBerries, we didn't have smartphones. But some in the US, especially on the federal side and on the government side, continued in that BlackBerry infrastructure. And so it's a little known thing that somewhere around 70-75% of all non-critical stuff still resides in BlackBerry-related infrastructure. And so they do have an ecosystem called Ad Hoc that allows for non-critical information to be stored there. And so BlackBerry was just given approval by the U.S. government to do that for all federal stuff. So instead of a Telegram, WhatsApp chat on, we might go bomb a country, outside of that, we can go stick non-secured stuff onto BlackBerry-related infrastructure. So the stock moved nicely on that news yesterday.
The chart looks great. I mean, up huge yesterday, a nice breakout above $4.
And you know what? That again, just with the U.S. validating it, maybe it means other countries that they can go into with that same premise.
Even back in the day when everyone had BlackBerries, one of the things they were known for was the security aspect, and that has transpired.
Yeah, that's why Neil still got his BlackBerries. Yes, he's got secure information.
He's holding on to it with both hands, but it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, enjoy your vacation, Neil. Hope you're having fun with your BlackBerries and your family.
Raheem Alani, thank you, sir.
Anytime.
Oh, BlackBerry. BlackBerry, a thing of the past for sure, but interesting to see that little move up there. The mics are still hot,
I don't know how to be
so
it's entertaining because I get
we'll give it a second.
That was actually one of my first ever phones in high school. I had a
I think a lot of people.
BlackBerry 8330 The one with the little ball in the middle.
Right,
The scroll,
right,
little
right,
scroll
right,
ball in
right.
the middle with the full keyboard. You know what was funny? When we transitioned over to screens, I was not about the whole screen transition because I was like, I like feeling my letters. I like
That's
to know
what a lot
what
of
I'm
people said.
typing. And then they got me with the haptic feedback. I'm like, all right, this is not too bad.
Right. Once you start to get, yeah, exactly. No, that's cool. I like, we like all those names there. We talked about a little bit about, I have GameStop going to be on my watch here today as well. We talked about DJT and some of that, adding these, the digital aspect here of cryptocurrencies and whatnot to balance sheets and spending. Like, it's funny that we're just throwing around like, it's $1 billion here. Like, that's a lot of money. So we'll see if that sparks anything. The price of Bitcoin still remains pretty stable up here. I think it's retail enthusiasm as well that's hitting a name like GameStop. I've been messaged by a couple traders this morning that are really super excited about what's been going on GameStop, and I think that once it continues to, hit Reddit boards and things like that. This name does have that sort of cult mentality to it. Earnings, I just looked it up, are June 9th, so we still have a couple weeks until we get earnings report, excuse me, from GameStop. So that should be an exciting time when that does happen. It's only 12% short float, which is actually a pretty decent amount considering, the eyeballs that will be on this name today. So, we put it on the sticky note yesterday breaking through this 34.50. Today I have it on here. If we can get it back into $35. So we're not even that far away right now to that. We've dipped into 35 before. We always like to have this 200 period moving average. Plus we talk about how ball doesn't lie. So right down there, the closing price of $35 for GameStop gets me interested in this for sure. So we're going to be looking over there. And I hadn't actually looked at DJT here this morning. There's a lot going on, but we're still okay. Up 3% DJT. So this is a name that I don't like as much as GameStop, but another name that could definitely get moving. And then obviously with BlackBerry, looked like a little bit of head and shoulder action there on the daily, but we are now trying to break out a little bit. But we said this yesterday, everything with like an AI aspect to it was really starting to break out. It seemed like anyways yesterday, starting to really get going. So we had SoundHound yesterday. We had just AI, C3 AI. There were other names as well. So, you can see BlackBerry getting going. And again, there's the coil and there's the take, right? And so, I like all these plays. I think we're getting a little heated though. So I'd slow down on some of the love for some of these names that don't really have products yet. Yeah. But GameStop's the most interesting to me due to retail excitement.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the names that stood out there for me was this ticker on TSXV. Now, I know everybody doesn't have access to Toronto Ventures, but again, for those of you who do, pretty interesting move here on QNC. So thank you for bringing my attention to this ticker here. A little bit of a run up here. So I don't know. I think I might have eyes on it. I definitely have access to this market. So shout out to Real Trading for that. But yeah, 205 highs currently from prior day there. So you're going to continue watching it. 250 those highs from earlier on this year. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. BlackBerry I like as well. I like the idea there. A little bit of a curl up on a higher time frame. And I heard Sharif say earlier, oh, what a head and shoulders. And oh boy, what a beautiful head and shoulders that was. But it seems like we're starting to reclaim a little bit of that action after it did sell off all the way down to $2 and some change. All right, cool. So yeah, BlackBerry.
So what's the top of that 450? We need to break that sort of top shoulder. Yeah, right into there.
450. That's 450s right there. So that shoulder right there. If we can get through 450, I think that could be definitely worth a look. Not that far away, Sean. Only about 30, 40 pennies away.
So you asked me earlier, and we're going to go over the desk because we got our recaps, we got our watch list to go. But you asked me yesterday, did I make any money on Fannie Mae? And it was actually a red stock for me yesterday. But there it goes, gapping up today, up 14% goes Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac as President Trump needs to get some money back into the Treasury here. So we're going to wait to see if this does, become public one more time here. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. This was $1 back in September. Like October, $1, and then President Trump obviously elected. There's the bump up. The problem is we had seen this before on his first go around, right? And then Bill Ackman got involved and wrote a paper on you know, the fair value of this thing being north of $30 if they can unlock everything with, you know, these the holders of the mortgage to paper. So we'll have to wait to see. You just yesterday over the weekend got that tweet from President Trump saying, you know, we're close to thinking about. And it's literally the wording is like, we're thinking about doing this. So there's the break from $8 and it's up and away. So shout out to Jeff and the OTC market. Looks like they're going to have another runner today with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So if you guys are all about that, then great. I'll be showing it throughout the day. And you just mentioned thanks to Real Trading and yeah, you know, having access and having shortable shares for stocks like a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Luckin Coffee's also over there on the OTC markets and all of the ADRs. We do have the tables getting taken down behind us right now. Brendan's desk is moved over there into the corner near you. I think, is your desk still activated? It looks like it too.
Yeah, it's still there.
Back activated. It's still.
I'm always activated.
Activate him. Yeah, you're always on there. But I do see sometimes you remote in, right? Sometimes. Yeah. So good trading on that side of things. But there it is. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Thanks, Real Trading. Make sure you do scan that watch list. Let's go over and see what Sharif and Brendan are all about right now.
All right, guys, 59.34. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES June contract with the overnight high 59.45. So we're right at that 59.50 area. So that's going to be our first level of resistance. If we break through 59.50, you guys already know what I'm going to say, 6,000 as a resistance. If we sell off for whatever reason, we're going to look for 59.20 or 5900. 59.18 is the overnight low, with 5900 obviously being that 100-point area as support.
If you haven't done so yet, make sure you jump down to the of this video. Top link in the description. Sign up page.
Mute.
The watch list. There we go. As I was saying, the link is in the description for that. All you need is an email address. Comes right to your inbox every single morning. Has everything you need to know on it. In the pre-market, before we come on at 8:30, let's go to Nvidia here. Obviously, everyone paying attention to not only Nvidia tonight, but the semiconductor group as a whole, which is so important for the overall market. I mean, we're up 0.6% here after a decent day yesterday. Nice move out of the open. We kind of did nothing for the rest of the morning and then into the afternoon, but trying to get back above key levels here.
Yeah, and hot on the heels of Microsoft as the #1 most valuable company, Brendo. Very close between the two market caps. Let's talk about what we're expecting today. So we're looking for 73 pennies in adjusted EPS on 43.34 billion in revenue. Give you an idea of what to compare to. Last year on this quarter, we printed 61 cents EPS on 26.04 billion in revenue. We've almost doubled, not quite there. Investors are obviously laser focused on how much impact the H20 China export ban will have on the results, but we already know that they had to write down $5.5 billion in China inventory. On April 9th, the U.S. government notice requires Nvidia to obtain an export license for all H20 sales in China and other markets, effectively halting those sales. Analysts, though, expect that the Q1 write-off to be about $1 billion, with the remaining $4 billion to be in Q2. You got Morgan Stanley analyst Joseph Moore really liking the idea here that Nvidia is lobbying for export licenses behind the scenes so that they can sell their H20 to other markets. There's also concern that the export restrictions could accelerate, Brendo, China's domestic chip development. Moore maintains an overrating on Nvidia with a $160 price target.
Interestingly, Cathie Wood bought, what was it, 2.9 million worth of Nvidia shares yesterday.
Really?
Ahead of this report. So May 27th, 2.9 million goes into the ARC machine ahead of this earnings report. So
she hasn't been adding for a while. Remember, she sold.
It's been a long time. 2023 was the last one. Yeah.
That's pretty wild. I mean, that's a pretty. I don't know if she's getting in anticipation of the earnings, or it's just another ad in the account. But that's a decent.
Yeah, I mean, why you would get in this close to earnings? I don't know. I mean,
Look, you could wait 2 days.
You have to. I mean, it's ARC innovation. You know, so the thing is like if you're not in Nvidia, that's a little bit of a problem. I mean, I think that should almost be the #1 holding in that space, right? As Nvidia continues to innovate and come up with these, like this Nvidia Groot product, like some of these different things that have been happening, and especially, well, that's right, the split. especially with the software side of things. Like we always talk about the chip game and all that kind of stuff, right? But at the same time, it's attached to something, and that's software, right? And their software apparently is the best in the business and something that is not replicable. So I like the space. I think it's also looking to figure itself out. I think it's a very, very risky trade to do anything before earnings. We see a name like today, like Okta, that guides a little lower, or doesn't guide. And, something could happen with the stock that kind of looks like this. Okta had also, been really cruising to the upside there as well. We're going to get to Okta eventually. Sorry, I just meant to say that this is something that could easily, they beat all over the place and still crushed, down 14%. So, can that happen to Nvidia today? Yes, it can, and I think it's a buy. No matter after this report, no matter what, the stock's either going to look super cheap because the numbers are going to be huge and they're going to blast through all this stuff, or it's going to come back into some levels of support that you think about buying. And so, yeah, I don't blame Cathie Wood for doing this. I think it's going to be a good trade here tonight. It's going to be the biggest recap show probably in history for us. So we're going to have Sharif, myself will be all over that name. We have Salesforce as well tonight. There's going to be some big names to look at. But as far as a day trade for me for Nvidia, I think you're going to go over some levels, Obi, but I always like the 200 period, which is just 136. That's a little too close for my liking right now on that. So I just zoom out and sort of see what we had yesterday, this 135 bottom, and I don't want to steal any of your thunder in case this is what you're talking about, but this area between 135 and 134 in there, I feel like that's definitely the buy zone. And if we do come back in, then let's take a shot into this area. But I don't want to touch it really until we get into 135. So that's kind of my look there today. It's outpacing the market right now 2-1. So it looks like a good name today. Tough to... I think it might be better in the afternoon as people will start to position themselves for the earnings report, and maybe we do see a little bit of a run up. So I think if the juice gets going on this name around 2 to 2:30, then I think remember we had that Tesla bump that was always happening in the afternoon, and then you notice that like the very next day a story would come out or something that would carry the day. So I feel like if that starts to happen with Nvidia in the afternoon, I think it's a definite no-brainer. So I've already marked it down to look at this thing in the afternoon. So that'll be like a play for me around 2 o'clock-ish or so. But I'm still looking at it, and how can we not? So, what kind of chart you got? One with crazy lines? Or you got a normal chart here?
Well, I don't know. First of all, Sean, there is no stealing of thunder when we're always cooking up storms.
That's right. I like that. Right? Where's that money storm one right there? Where's that?
I just want to preface it with that. But Nvidia, yeah, sure, on watch today. It's earnings eve. I don't know if there's going to be too big of a trade currently. Maybe tomorrow. I'm definitely looking at it tomorrow. But we can see that, again, yesterday's gap up, we closed pretty strong. We're pushing up into some of these prior week highs there. That high is 137.40, so I'm just going to look for that. If the market stays strong, then I want to see if the bid shows up on Nvidia as well, right? Going into earnings, can we hold and sustain properly above that 137.40? And does it hold anything significant like a VWAP or the opening range highs for that continuation? That's what I'll be looking for. But yeah, if we do pull back, what do I see? I see that 128 low from last Friday. That seems a little significant because that's where the buying kind of came from. But yeah, a little bit of a consolidation zone over the past couple of weeks, just between this 130 and 137. So I'm going to be looking at that range. If we break the range, then again, I'm more than willing to execute on that. But yeah, just being patient and watching Nvidia. I think the trade on Nvidia more than likely going to be tomorrow or even day 2 on Monday. So we'll see. We'll wait and see for Nvidia. But yeah, a lot of anticipation on this ticker today.
Crypto under a little bit of pressure here so far this morning, 0.8% now for IBIT. There is a conference underway that could move these markets, potentially not, out in Vegas. Yep. JD Vance in attendance here.
He's the keynote. Starts today, the conference. Let's talk about it. So JD Vance, Vice President, will deliver the keynote at Bitcoin 2025 conference in Vegas. Today starts at 9 a.m. Pacific, so 12 Eastern. JD Vance becomes the first sitting American VP to publicly endorse Bitcoin in a formal address. It will be streamed across, Bitcoin magazine platform, as well as many different social media channels. We'll be covering that for you guys on the Midday Show, Joseph and I. The policy themes and the strategic focus here, he's going to cover financial independence, technological innovation, and Bitcoin's role in the U.S. in shaping U.S. economic policy. His appearance follows Donald Donald Trump's remarks last year. So Donald Trump was at Bitcoin 2024, showing, growing GOP alignment with crypto. And he has a personal stake in Bitcoin, Brendo. Public records show he has about 250 to 500,000 worth of Bitcoin. He consistently voiced support for Bitcoin during his time in the Senate, aligning with his personal investment. And he's been a very vocal critic of the regulation. He's a very much anti-regulation. He criticized the federal regulatory overreach by the former SEC chair, Gary Gensler, and he promoted the idea of decentralized finance, and he took an opportunity to take a shot at Canada, talking about Canada's 2022 bank freeze there with the Freedom Convoy.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Downside we go, though, guys, for IBIT today.
A little bit of a...
like in our note, it's like JD Vance owns $500,000 of crypto, like of Bitcoin. So, I mean, let's remember who's talking about this stuff when it's being talked about here. And it's like, obviously, we all want to talk about our books and we want, the market to react. But this man is a public figure right now. So, yeah, I mean, to hold $500,000 of personal, in his own person, so how many stocks, what is this guy's net worth to begin with? And now it's just trying to get pumped up a little bit here. So I feel like the rich are going to get richer with this conference, and deservedly so. I mean, Bitcoin has been quite the asset class over the last 10 years or more than that, I guess. That is for sure. But this is what it looks like on a 5-minute chart. Right now, we're not doing a whole heck of a lot, bouncing from 108 to 109 right there. Yeah, look, I don't know. I always think it's always a sell the news type of event. I feel like Bitcoin really just goes. Like when it goes, it just goes. It just breaks levels. Like it doesn't need Trump speaking in Miami or JD Vance doing this. Like it just needs to settle down. People like Bitcoin. It seems to be holding these levels. I think it's a long. I've been recently buying. I might hold 5% of what JD Vance owns, or I got to do the math. Maybe not even that much. But, we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening here. But there goes Bitcoin. It looks like it's got a good level in and around this area. So I want to be a buyer, honestly, around this 108. In the last week or so, we spent a little bit of time underneath there. That's 108 right there. So if you scroll back under a couple days underneath, and then we've just been hovering near these all-time highs. So I don't think this kind of a conference is a bad thing, that's for sure. And it's always great. Half the country supports this, this current regime there in the U.S. And we'll wait to see if they support Bitcoin as well. I mean, we had that poll in our chat that 50% or so are holding Bitcoin. So yeah, I think it's becoming more mainstream, and it obviously doesn't hurt when you have the vice president doing that. It's going to be on Main Street Media, obviously, tonight as well. So we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening with Bitcoin. But I like it. I am a buyer. I'm a buyer on every move down. I mean, it's just one of those things, man. Will we get 70 again? We could. I mean, the market is forever breathing, here, and we could see the Nasdaq get down another 10% or so on some trade worries. Remember, July 9th, and the thing about Bitcoin is it's kind of leaving its attachment with the Nasdaq a little bit. Yeah. So I think that's a good thing. We don't necessarily need it tied to what the markets are doing. It can trade on its own, and it's proving to do that. So I like it. I am a little worried, though, when these guys talk their own book. But again, maybe it might be a sell the news situation. And if it is, I think we buy it. So I like that 103 to 105 area for support.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, a little bit of a pullback coming into the day today, but we can see how strong it's been. Here, I'm looking at this IBIT. We're just looking at this bit of an uptrend, short-term uptrend, if you want to call it, all the way from, I have here around April, the first week of April. Nice and steady trend. Again, we've seen that kind of Bitcoin run up all the way back towards all-time highs. And yeah, I think Sean's definitely right on that. We can totally get back all the way down. We know that Bitcoin is more than capable of having 50, 60, 70% pullbacks as we've seen in the past. And yeah, maybe sell the news event. But at the end of the day, when you take a look at Bitcoin here, let's pull that up on a higher time frame. Let's take a look at it on the weekly, because again, like I said yesterday, something that trades 24/7. I don't know if I want to look at it on like a 15-minute chart. I'd rather look at it on something on a much higher time frame. But you can see right here a little bit of a consolidation. This is a weekly chart. The consolidation off of 70s. I've talked about this time and time again. That was a nice consolidation. We broke out of it. We pulled back. We actually held above those prior highs, and then some strong action all the way back up towards these towards these prior highs for some fresh ones. So yeah, I don't know about JD Vance talking up his book or anything, but the chart kind of speaks for itself when I say that there has been volume coming into this asset, and it's been kind of stair-stepping up over and over again. Sure, the pullbacks are pretty aggressive, but stair-step nonetheless on Bitcoin. So I think it's pretty strong. We'll see what happens. Let's see how it reacts off of today's event.
All right, let's go on to some retail names. Macy's first. Dick's also reported, but coming back in a hurry here. Not a lot of movement here, let's be honest. I mean, sales were fine. It was okay. The forecast did include a little bit on tariffs and the effects there.
Yeah. It did. And they had to cut their full year 2025 EPS guidance, Brendo. They cut it from $2.05 to $2.25. That was a range. Now the new range is $1.60 to $2, again, due to tariff concerns. They also cited higher promotions and weaker discretionary spending. That's the one that really caught my attention. Full year sales guidance remains unchanged, though, $21 billion to about $21.5. That's still below last year's $22.29 billion. So a bit of a tougher look there. With respect to Q1 and how they did, adjusted EPS beat 16 pennies. The street wanted 14. Revenue 4.6. The street was looking for 4.5. So a beat on the top and bottom line there. Net income, though, continues to drop $38 million, sadly, in take-home money. Compare that to last year, where they took $62 million, and sales declined as well, $4.85 billion from a year ago. How they did in their segment breakdown, so Macy's namesake brand, which is actually called Macy's, down 2.1% year over year. Their go-forward locations also saw a 1.9% decline. The bright spots, though, Bloomingdale's, the expensive one, the richer consumer not getting hurt, surprise, surprise, up 3.8%, as well as Blue Mercury, which is also expensive, 1.5% there. Their turnaround strategy and tariff risk here, they're looking at executing a 3-year transformation plan. They want to close 150 stores by 2027 to focus on higher performing units, and the economic uncertainty of Trump's shifting tariff policy is complicating those efforts.
Just be aware, there are a few comments flying around I'm seeing about the earnings report, so just a heads up if anyone's looking at Macy's, guys.
You looking at Macy's?
I think I did have it on my scan this morning when I was doing my earnings scans. Yeah, I'm going to be watching it off of the open, but definitely not one of my top earnings names. But it is interesting with what retail has been doing as of recent. I know you talked about Target a little earlier there, and yeah, not really the same kind of reaction here on Macy's. A little bit of a nothing burger, bit of a sideways action there. So let's see if it can do anything coming in off of the open with some of that earnings volume. I'm just looking at some of these very recent highs and lows. 1150 on the bottom right here, and 1284 here at the highs. So just from earlier this May 12th, we can see a little bit of relative volume in the pre-market as well. So maybe driven by some sort of catalyst. But when it comes to retail earnings today, I think ANF is definitely something that I'm watching here. Take a look at that strength right here, 76. 76, I think, is the 76, 78 undisturbed prices. Yesterday's close as well, trading all the way up above 100 now. Very strong push on ANF. So when it comes to earnings retail, ANF a little bit more than Macy's, but yeah, Macy's I'm still keeping an eye on to see if it gives us anything with the volume that may come in during the opening session. So that's what I got for Macy's.
Yeah, I mean, ANF is a better play. I mean, breaking through $100, you want to continue that movement going to the upside. I do want to remind everybody that tomorrow night is Costco. So Costco comes tomorrow. And again, another huge name back above $1,000 again. So, yeah, I mean, it's had its move higher. And that's why I say, again, you know, you have this move down there as we get very, very nervous about everything, as obviously this week talk about tariffs, but you know, as far as logistics are concerned, you know, Amazon, Costco, Walmart, these guys got the retail game figured out. They're going to be reporting tomorrow, so it doesn't look like there's any fall through here or anything, or follow through upside or downside with Costco and any of the major earnings. As far as Macy's is concerned, yeah, it's I like the fact that they're talking about closing some stores. I mean, we don't ever want people to wind up losing jobs or anything like that. But the volume's not great here in the pre-market. Although it's 700,000 shares, I feel like there must have been some big lots going through here because it's pretty choppy up at that upside. I would actually look for this 1260 to break. And the reason why is you look at a daily chart right into here, we come into 1260. So I think Macy's is a good long breaking through that 1260. So we'll see if it can get going. Only up 1.99% right now. It's generally, I had thought of Macy's as a short float name, but that could have been corrected. Oops, I don't want the news feed. I want the details for it. Let me go over here just to see Macy's right there. What is its short float? Okay, it's only 9% right now, so maybe the short float's not a thing, but 9 is good enough to get this name going as well. So we'll find out. The call has concluded, you see right here on Benzinga Pro, so not too much to worry about as far as conference call is concerned. So I would say, yeah, watch out for this 1260 break long there. I mean, they missed, they beat, but then guided a little bit lower, but then explained themselves. So tariffs a worry, but that 1260 to me is a nice break long. It looks like it's a good break there on the daily as well. So 1260, 1270 for a long there on Macy's, a good bet to be placed early today if that does break out. So, all right, here we go, man. Okta, great report, but you're going to see what happens with the stock when we talk about it.
Yeah, we're actually trying to bounce right now at session lows, unfortunately, 13% to the downside here. It was straight southbound after the close yesterday on this report. 110, though, if you zoom out on a higher time frame, definitely a key level here. Yeah, that's a tougher look there, Brendo. Let's talk about how the earnings report went. Q1 was what we're reporting. Adjusted EPS, 86 penny, beating the 77. So a bottom line beat. Revenue, 688, beating the 680. So top and bottom line beat there. Revenue rose also 12% year over year, with subscription revenue also up 12% year over year. Net income about $62 million a share, which is an improvement from last year's $40 million. The guidance, though, sorry about the pixelated image there. The full year revenue guidance reaffirmed 2.85 to 2.86, showing a conservative stance. Operating income guidance as well slightly higher, with the CEO citing macro uncertainty and a more cautious customer sentiment as reasons for holding guidance steady. Some external factors and customer behavior here that are influencing revenue. No direct Q1 impact, they say, from April Trump tariff announcements, but execs noted increased caution in customer conversations. And then there's also the broader tech sector that's seen forecast pullbacks in response to policy volatility. So we'll keep an eye on it. Just real quick on Tesla, strength continuing here. Monster day yesterday. Even after the close, we got some extension for Tesla through highs. We're right back to that 365 area. Elon, in an interview, did come out yesterday and actually say he spent too much time on politics, especially when the sales numbers started to fall off a cliff. So we'll see what happens here, guys. More strength possible for Tesla, too.
Yeah, so look, Tesla's on the watches. We already talked about it. It's going to be, it was the number one play yesterday. It was the number one P&L name. It's going to be the number one play again today. We can talk about Tesla, and we will be doing that. As we're only 3 minutes now till open of the bell, which is not automated yet. We have to still push countdown, as I realized yesterday. Yeah, look, I mean, look, two-factor authentication, personal identity, logins, all this kind of stuff. Okta's in the right space for sure, able to use AI to its advantages. It's been a huge winner over the last year or so. But if you sort of zoom back out, and I want to look at a daily chart on eSignal, because I can just quickly do it without any issues here. If you're going to look at like a monthly chart for Okta, there still is some more room to go back up to the upside, right? And so, we're nowhere near where we were back in 2022. And I think that, you've made, sometimes when you zoom out, you can definitely have a look. A name that came to us in 2017 at $20 went all the way to $280 in 5 years, and then just fell like a rock right there after COVID. Found a base down around $70 or $80, and now you're getting an opportunity to buy it at 110 or so today. I think it might be worth something down here. It's nice that it's being bought up. Okay, hold on a second. That's still the daily chart. It's nice, as Brendan said, it's being bought up a little bit, but again, once you beat and extend what your expected move was, I believe this was 8 to 9% expected move, you are now gapping underneath VWAP, underneath the 200 period moving average, and right now we got to wait to see what it does at the 50 period. So again, I like the stock, but I like it a hell of a lot more at the 200 period moving average. I'm going to stay away from Okta today. The spread is already $1, so I think that's a little risky there. Tesla, I mean, I wrote down 360. Would love to get it back into where we closed around yesterday. This area is a nice bump up there to 364. That's where we held so far here today. We've seen moves come in on the market and on Tesla. So for 360, we'll be watching out for that one on a move back in. But Tesla's on my mind today. Okta is on my mind for a long-term buy. I really like that stock. I like the business that they're in, and I think there's an opportunity to pick something up in and around that $100 mark, $90 mark. You won't go wrong in 5 years with Okta.
Yeah, I think OKTA, another ticker on my watch list. Today, again, very strong flush right there, trading at 126s, 125s into the close yesterday, now all the way down to 109s, currently trading. 107 is the pre-market low, but yeah, nice little grind down after the strong reaction. We got a little pop in the pre-market right there. That high is 113.80, but then we start to make some fresh lows as well. So it seems like selling very dominant off of that earnings report. Let's see if that kind of continues going off into the open on OKTA. Tesla definitely one on watch today. Just looking for that continuation. Yesterday's end of day low coming in at that 358. Let's see if we can hold some of that end of day range from yesterday and push a little bit higher. 367. We actually continued grinding up into the after hours. I didn't know how what Blue Ocean really looked like on this ticker here, but let's watch out for that prior day high to come in here with only about 10 seconds left. Tesla's definitely going to be one to watch off of the open here. And thank you, Satya, for the bell. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
There we go. That's Satya. Thank you so much. Yeah, Satya filling in for Adara again. So we thank her for coming through one more time. Thanks, Satya, for that one. All right, so we're just waiting. I have bidding GameStop $35. We'll see if that comes in. Hopefully that does come in at some point here for us today. We're watching out for Tesla. Tesla got going early, real early yesterday. I'm still looking at 360, right? If it can come into play down there. It looks like my guy Palantir is saying no thank you to everything right now and just going upside a little bit, taking out 125 right there on Palantir. Come on, man. This was just at 123. I just put a bid at 122. I was like, I'm going to get that. But it's a nice move up right there for Palantir and for the Nasdaq in general. On Nvidia earnings day, we want to thank everybody for coming through again right now as Nvidia just dancing in near its pre-market lows as well. So yeah, I'm just going to log in to make sure we can get some shortable shares for some of these names if we need them. I'm also looking at SMR. We do not need shortable shares for this. This was a short idea that I had today. Anything up here, 35.50 to 36. I actually like this play. Again, a little overextended. Oh, here it comes. We're going to see it about in 1 second here. A little overextended to the north side on this name. Yeah, we'll wait to see if we can get a short there in SMR. Here comes Tesla down to 360 right now.
Yeah, that 360, that Tesla's getting pretty hit pretty hard into the bid there. So again, I'm just going to stay observant, keep watching. Like I said, end of day consolidation from yesterday. The lows are coming in at that 358. We're currently trading at 360, 362s, 361s and some change. So I'm going to let that settle down. The short off the open, absolutely beautiful there, coming in real hot. From an open of almost 365, 364.84. I have the open.
Oh, I'm
price
long
there
something.
On
GameStop.
Tesla. But yeah, a little bit of a flush there. Let's see if those sellers are met with some resistance going into the later half of the session here. But yeah, a little bit of a hold here. Let's see if that 360 holds. 360 was a little bit of an interesting level yesterday as well. And let's see if we can catch a bit of a consolidation on top of that. OKTA, a little bit of a push up there, all the way back into its anchored VWAP.
Yeah, I love Okta. It's going.
Oh boy, there's that Tesla flush. Hit that bid right there. 360s coming in. I'm not short yet. But I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait to
GameStop
see. I'm just looking for a little bit more information right there. Yesterday was very strong. I just want to see if buyers can step in, or do they plan on stepping in at any time today in any sort of significant way here on Tesla. OKTA, wow. That's, yeah, no, my TA was definitely not okay on that one as it pushes all the way up. 1380s coming in on OKTA. Another earnings name I had on watch was Box. That's not really doing anything. And guess what? Macy's. No one's, I guess no one's really shopping there right now, at least on the book, because that thing looks a little bit weak. But guess what? It's blasting to the upside right now is Apple. Apple is blasting to the upside right here, 202.69's day highs. So a little bit of a continuation move on that one there. This market not really doing too much, still chopping in the opening range here. But it's only been 3 minutes since the open, Sean.
Yeah, it's already been 3 minutes since the open. I'm already in 2 positions right now. So we have our SMR short. I mean, it does rip my face off up there. I'm going to put it offer out if it breaks through 37 and change, right? Let's go 37.11. Well, it looks like it's going to get going here. SMR, nothing's stopping this name. That is for sure. On great earnings report. Well, not even great earnings report, sorry. The SMR trade is President Trump and some of the uranium calls. So we'll have to wait to see there the executive order last week. All right. And then GameStop. Wow, oh boy. I thought $35 into yesterday's close. Now, we didn't sit there with a lot of shares, but it's coming back in pretty nicely right now. If we break too much below this $33, then we are going to be out of GameStop. Here it comes, man. GameStop right back in. Not a great start to the day for some of these ideas that I had here, including GameStop, which will lose reverse dollar club right now as it's back into $33. So watch out for a 33 break. I mean, I'm going to get out if it breaks it right now. So you might want to buy some of this dip, but I don't know. We need GameStop to get going, and hopefully it's going right now. Here comes SMR, man. Sometimes you got to wait for the trade, so we'll do it right here. We'll bid some out in the mid while we just got 36 flat. We'll see if we can get something a little bit better. We obviously want to take some profits. Oh, we got 2 outs down there. Okay, so I got a 92 and a 99 bid right there on SMR. So not a crazy trade by any stretch of the imagination. We'll wait to see on that one and hope that GameStop. And thank you for all the 10,000 that are watching. If you can hit the like and the subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated here as we get going, and join me on the lead lag report later on as well. Okay, so here comes GameStop, that back into 33. We're gonna look to see where that winds up going. SMR, a decent out down there, but so far, man, not for me. You're into Tesla now. I like that trade. We're gonna have to wait to see if something else hits for me. But Palantir, downside, GameStop, SMR. I'm looking at all the right names. Just need them to act properly. But other than that, yeah, we're good to go right here. SMR, let's put a bid here at 35.70 where VWAP is. Maybe we get a little dip.
Yeah, I'm kind of what Amazon as well now. Oh boy, yeah, Tesla to the downside, but some of these names holding pretty well. I got both. Well, not both, but 3 names here that are pushing to the highs there. Amazon is pushing fresh highs on the day. So is that Google? That's Google right here. 174s. Yeah, that's Google. And then Apple as well. 202.73s. That was a nice little push there. Tesla still holding this 360 mark here. Current day low sitting at 360 halves. Let's see if we can hold that. More than willing to give this a couple tries before it actually works. The market's not really doing anything too crazy as of right now. A bit of a hold on top of that 21.5. We talked about that 21.5 yesterday. We kind of grinded all the way up to 21.5 going into the end of the day. And guess what? Today, coming in, we're kind of consolidating and holding during the opening session on top of that 21.5. So let's see if we get a little bit of continuation, and let's see if buyers can step up a little bit higher on the day today to give us that continuation on the week. If not, that's okay as well, but that 21.5 I'm definitely going to be watching here. But yeah, let us know in the chat. What are you guys trading today? What are you guys watching? As per the earnings names here, I know I said I had OKTA, ANF, and Box on watch. The only one that's really doing what I was looking for is Box. And I wasn't necessarily in the box for that one there. And ANF didn't quite make it past those pre-market highs, selling off back through that 100 mark. Oh boy, there goes the TQs, Sean. Yeah. TQs are ripping to the upside right there. So yeah, what was my plan on TQs again? Oh yeah, 71.15. Look for a push of 72s. Get it, Obi. If that'll come in right there. So that's coming in 71 halves currently trading on the TQs. About 50 pennies away from that 72 mark, but prior day high was at 71.15, and that's what I was looking for it to hold, and so far holding quite well. Look at that right there, 71.20s day lows, and then pushed all the way up to 71.50. So a nice little hold on the TQs there. Let's see where the next trade is. Tesla's still holding as of right now. Oh boy, what is that ticker? New Scale Power. That's SMR. That's SMR continuation, bro.
Yeah, I'm short SMR. We're doing pretty good so far here. We're long with you on Tesla, although it is fading out. We're going to wait for a 361 pickup, which is the low of the day. There it is right there, which is the low of the day. And we are still respecting that 360 level. I just, this could be a loss. Like you had said, this may be a trade that takes multiple cuts today or tries. 357.80. I'm going to wait to see if we can get a dip buy opportunity into that one. And we're still waiting for GameStop and all these names to maybe start to do something here. So let's let's wait to see if GameStop can go. We're long right here, right? 34.18. It does make a move upside. Sorry, that's still Tesla. Come on, GameStop. Chart right there. So let's have a quick look to see if there is any love back here. Hold on a second. I'm just struggling with some of my fills right now. All right, so GameStop, I thought I had some offers up here, but I do not. So we're going to have to let this go. We're long right here at 34. Back to 35 is a spot that we're looking for. You mentioned NewScale, which is SMR. So we are still short on SMR. It does make that move up to 37. We don't get out. We're going to let this one cover itself and see if we can get back to the long side, to the short side of SMR. But it's just really Tesla that's on my mind right now. We did pick that up. We just had a winner there again, and we didn't get out of it. So let's see if Tesla wants to work. Palantir, another downside push right now, but not near my level. I'm going to be patient to see if we can get something down there on Palantir. And then I'm already in 3 positions, so it's a little bit overwhelming here. 135 and change. We don't necessarily want to be in too many things too early, but there it goes, man. There goes Tesla, Obi. Let's see if it finally wants to go upside right now. I'm offering 71s. There it is. Oh boy, is right now for Tesla. The oh boy trade. It looks like we both got this one on today. So let's see what happens now, Obi. Let's not just reverse and go short. Let's see if Tesla does.
Let's play for the continuation.
Let's just see if it wants to go to the upside there, as we make a little joke, because that's what happened yesterday.
Oh, look at the ES and Nasdaq blast through.
Let's go.
Boy. Dude, that 72 is incoming. So the TQs, I told you, one of the top ideas on my watch today was that TQs push. And yeah, guess what? I'm not involved just yet. But it's working out pretty well. Let's see if we can hold a little bit higher on any sort of pullbacks. That might confirm a bit of the move there. But yeah, I definitely missed out on that initial push all the way from 71.15's prior day high. Nice little consolidation hold off of the open.
Here comes
and
back
that continuation coming in right to 72s. Oh boy, there goes the Nasdaq. Beautiful hold of that 21.5 mark there. And a bit of a continuation happening right now. So shout out to anybody who is in that long. Tesla's still kind of just consolidating underneath the VWAP right here. Tesla showed its strength yesterday, so I don't know if the rest of these names are going to be the ones that are showing theirs
here we go,
today.
bro.
But it seems like Amazon, Apple not as much anymore, but Google and Amazon still holding the lead there. Softy now pulling up towards its day highs. Tesla not looking that great, man. This thing looking like it's about to break
Tesla's
some
a
threshold.
problem. Tesla's a bigger problem, but you know it's not a problem. Bang, and bang, and bang, and bang, and bang. Is SMR right now. We wrote down 36. It's now 70 cents in the money and going lower. We have 36.14s right now on that. We just got a great fill on SMR, man. Right there into yesterday's close, 35.36. So a nice little play there. We'll see if we can get it. We've already had $1 and plus on Tesla. Let's see if we could do it right now on SMR as well. But again, another big name here. Very news related. Obviously, with SMR here in NewScale, and I was just trying to play the fact that I thought it was just a little overextended right there. Nothing else other than that. You know, I believe it in my own account as well, as we got out some at $30. Maybe get some more out today at 36. But there we go. We take advantage of that move down. Let's see if it does wind up holding. All right, man. GameStop. We didn't get anything out. We're trying to hold out to see if there is a rip available here on GME. I mean, I'm hoping that there is. Tesla right now is back in again. I don't know if you're able to get anything out up there, but Tesla's coming back pretty decently right now for us. So we'll average in. We got some more 360s down there. I'm trying to give it to 357. So like for me here, to be long at 361, we'll give this about $3 or $4. Let's see if it wants to do that. I am obviously capable of scalping this out. We're long at 361.20 right now. So if we can get back up into 361, like 90s, basically 362, nothing wrong with getting a piece out, because our last reload there, we should take advantage of it. So there it is, a nice little reload on that downside there for Tesla. Yeah, things working out pretty well here today. We just need to keep it going.
Yeah, this is some pretty whippy action here on Tesla. That low did come in right there. I did get involved a little bit here on the TQs, just a quick cheeky little short. Just looking for a little bit of a pullback. Again, more than willing to be wrong. The idea here is the long into 72s. That's where I think that's where I kind of wanted to take it. But if we're going to slow down and stall a little bit here, I'm going to be a little patient. Just give it a quick scalp to see if it works again. But I think the main idea definitely a little bit long there. I'm looking for pullbacks to sustain and hold for a continuation to the upside to get back in on that one there. Let's see what else is happening here. Yeah, there are the TQs right there. 94 highs currently right there. Tesla still holding these 360s, man. Nothing too crazy just yet. I'm also in this Ridge Tech Robotics as well. There's RR
Good name.
from the pre-market session, just because they got an inclusion for the for the small cap Russell. So a little bit of a catalyst there. Not really doing anything too crazy right now off of it. Kind of pulling back, selling off a little bit there. But again, it's had some strength along with I guess. Some of the sentiment towards robotics. I know yesterday we were talking about the Roomba. I know that Sharif was. Did you trade Ridge Tech yesterday? Okay, I forget which one it was. There was one that was moving around pretty nicely as well yesterday. But yeah, small cap season definitely here. But large caps are also definitely here with the kind of volatility that we've been getting. Which reminds me, sometimes I forget to look at where the VIX is at. I just want to make sure I have an idea of where that's at right now. Okay, so we're at 1882s. Oh boy, it seems like just yesterday we were trading above, or the VIX was above 30. And oh boy, there comes the short on the TQs with a little bit of a strong wick happening on this 15-minute candle with about 10 minutes left to go. Tesla still holding that 360 mark. I'm going to be patient. I'm waiting. Let me know in the chat what you guys are looking at today, what you guys are watching. I know a lot of people are anticipating the Nvidia earnings. Not really watching Nvidia too much as of right now, but it's still trading within its pre-market range, 135s. Couldn't really push past that 136 pre-market high just yet. But yeah, something to keep on watch for sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep on watch too, the positions that you currently have on. And right now, let's look at GameStop. Look, we got a little excited thinking that 35 was going to be a level there. You know, we got the news there today about their Bitcoin and getting into that game finally. So we'll have to wait to see if it does want to get going. I mean, this is a play that we've seen happen many times before. You know, I mean, there's a dip down yesterday. It didn't get going until about 10 o'clock. And then when it finally did, we based out basically where we are right now, which is why I'm here, trying to see what happens at 33.70, and then if we lost 33, which lucky that we didn't there off the open, it still feels like we may come back in and test that bottom, and that would go back into the close from 2 days ago, right? And so, yeah, Tesla whooshing down right now, not giving me good feels about that one. But yeah, 33, we're just gonna have to wait. So there's the pop yesterday. Where we got to was 35.70. So I mean, if that winds up happening for us, then that would be fantastic here today, and it's possible, right? So I'm offering something around 34.80s, I thought it was, maybe 34.85. So that's right where VWAP is right now. But Tesla and GameStop right now pushing lower, but so is SMR, which is good. I mean, we're making on SMR kind of what we're losing on GameStop right now, but it's Tesla, the one that we've only gotten out one time on right here. But a nice little hold of 360. I know it did break it, but right back up now against this level. Let's see if it wants to go. So yeah, I mean, so far just a very, very relaxing, calming idea here today with these three trades. I did notice that Robinhood as well was dancing around a little bit, $66 there for Robinhood, and just hits that high. This is to be an interesting level to look at, 66.60. Look at the futures pulling back. Great short there. Oh, you're out of Tesla. Great short on the TQs there as it's pulled right back in as well, Obi. So good trade there. And I want to thank Arsis here as well. This is for you, Obi. Go, Obi. Go, Tesla. Happy hump day to everybody and the TTVL team. So we say thank you so much for that one. And we'll go, awesome. Thank you for that. 140. What were those again? African? Anyways. We'll figure it out, but thank you so much for that. Doesn't matter what the denomination is, but thank you so much. Watch out for Robinhood trying to take that high right now. Okay, Obi, I'm still in this at 360. My target's down there near 357. You're back in. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm willing to give it a couple tries. Keep it tight. Give it a couple tries there. And see if that'll come in. But the TQs, that worked out pretty nicely. The high was 94s, got short 71.80s. We're trading all the way back down to VWAP right there. So beautiful reversion to VWAP off of that aggressive strength in the open. Maybe we revert back down to 21 halves. That's what I'm watching. Some of those pre-market, or not the pre-market lows, but the earlier set. Wow, there's that flush. Look at that wipe into the bid right there. Oh boy, here we go on the Nasdaq.
Oh, the Nasdaq. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, nice little teleportation all the way down to 21.5s right there. So maybe a little bit of a level of interest, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, a little bit of a reversion happening there. Let's see if Tesla can catch a bid and give me that reversion back into VWAP all the way to 362s. But again, not really looking that great. If the TQs, if the Nasdaq and tech is going to stay this week, then Tesla.
What was the thought about the weak Nasdaq again? What was the reason why? What was your thought about getting into the Nasdaq short? It was just those
no, I liked the long,
right?
But then the tape in the chart was like it's just stalling underneath a level which I had as a target. I was like, all right, well, I can get short risking the high a day here, and it worked out pretty well. Unfortunately, I took C size. I didn't take B size, but it didn't really give me an opportunity to get into B size. You can see as soon as I got short, it just went straight down. And we kind of talk about this over and over again. Some of the best trades, they just go in your direction right away. And sometimes, like, I just got to do a little bit better at recognizing what those trades are and then giving that kind of trade the appropriate sizing on the initial entry, right? It's just like I always find myself trying to build into A+ size. That is a different kind of trade. Some trades you just have to be in that A+ size as soon as that push happens right there. So yeah, we're coming into day lows here on TQ. So oh boy, what a beautiful reversion. It's rare that I get 100% reversion, but again, it's only been about 20 minutes. 20 minutes since the open, and we're coming back in through day lows here on the Nasdaq. So covered a little bit there. Let's see. I'm going to leave that on for a runner. Let's see if we can get back down through prior day's high. Remember, don't forget, 71.15 was prior day's high, and that 21.500, a little bit of an interesting chop here during the pre-market session. Let's see if we can hold that. Absolutely not. We're getting smashed to the downside right here. So some sellers stepping into the
smash it up.
Oh boy, indeed. Tesla's probably going to stop me out as well. 359.21 is the day low, currently trading at 359.70s.
We just went to 361.25.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we rejected
361.50, man.
We rejected VWAP. So it's like, should I be respecting that information? Probably. Do I want to be a little cheeky and hold on? Yes, definitely. That's what I'm doing right now at that 360. Because it's just the way that Tesla moves is so fugazi. I definitely want to give it a little bit wider than I think. There's the stop out right there on Tesla. So cracking through day lows. Okay, that's cool. Again, VWAP rejection. Market's pretty strong to the downside as well. So that's my 3 strikes on Tesla for now. I might come back a little bit later. We talked about that 358, 357 level potentially being a level of interest from yesterday's action. So I'm going to continue watching that one. But oh boy, Sean, this TQ's trade, I got to take more, man. 71 coming in. But it is what it is. Where's the next trade?
Yeah, we talk about that, taking a little bit more shares on trades that we really do like. But I mean, yesterday, you don't know. You never know what trades are going to be the bigger ones for you, right? I mean, you had that Tesla one yesterday, even today, like A size.
Smash all of them.
B size. Well,
no, this is a joke.
No, but I mean, it's to what you said. Where's the setup? What level is the setup? And if you do see a setup that deserves a certain amount of shares, then yeah, I mean, and I don't think a falling knife on Tesla really deserves too many shares right now, but I'm still trying to be into this. We talked about this level, 357.50 or so. So if we break that, then we're going to get out. So 357.50, I just tried to buy some more down there. I thought I was at 358, but I'm at 358.25s. So that doesn't get quite that low yet. All right, GameStop, honestly, guys, like maybe we'll add to this position if it breaks 34.20. I think that's a possibility right there. But it's not going, so we're going to have to wait and see if it does. I mean, someone's selling this thing underneath $34. It cannot go right now. And you can see that. It just keeps on stopping. So if they let this go, then I could see us getting an advantageous fill up maybe near VWAP or something like that. But it's got to break. Like, look at this. It tries to go again, and someone sits there with 4,000 more shares. I really think it's traders that are long here that are just exiting out of their liquidity. So we need to get using this move here to exit out. Like, see, we just took it out and then stops again at 95 and comes right back in to that low again and just keeps, there we go, pushing it lower. But here we go, man, Obi. I'm sorry that all these levels keep getting hit for you, but let's wait to see what happens with Tesla. I mean, we're waiting for this to get going finally. If the market does retrace back upside, I think we have a good winner here with TSLA. So let's wait on that. But the shorts have been right on Tesla for sure. SMR, I mean, maybe now we got to take some 35.85s. Let's just put a bid there just in case. This GameStop trade, I feel like is going to break. We've already talked about that. There is a definite seller there on GameStop, and not much we can do about that. Let's see if SMR comes in, gives us some VWAP right there, and let's hold tight on Tesla, man. It's all the way back to basically a flat trade right now. We just got to break above 361, and then we're right there. So we've already made that move higher and stopped. So my offer right now, 361.90. Maybe we got to change. Oh, that's still where VWAP is. So here we go, man. We could get out now if you don't like the Tesla trade. Let's see if it wants to work out for us, though, okay? So we're in Tesla, we're in GME, and we're in SMR. And then the big guy tonight, Nvidia, right? And as we had mentioned, not doing a whole heck of a lot. It does touch the 200 period there and then falling down a little bit. So $1 off of that, if anything, you know, it's absorbing that market move downside with Nvidia there as well. So, all right, man, there we are, man. Tesla right back into the money now, but we need to let this go a little bit higher. We held this $2 against us. We're not just trying to cash out right away now. So let's wait on Tesla. 361.90 is where I'm sitting to get something out. Hopefully that will work, man. Yeah, what's up, Ozan? Make Tesla 500 again. That'd be nice. I won't be in it if it gets to 500 right now, but my own long-term account would definitely appreciate that one. So far, so good. My eyes, I mean, I'm looking other ways to see if there's any other trades that we may want to grab right now. We talked about that Robinhood high. A quick look on Uber. Is there any sort of penny stocks rolling around right now? Let's ride, says J Flow. Yeah, I'm here to ride. That's for sure. Let us know, man. That LV, whatever, we can check out that. And we'll look for some more here as well. NVTS maybe as a mover. Joby moving around. Those are those flying helicopters, Obi. Yeah. Obi and Joby. Oh no, I got to stay away from that one. And then there's SMR coming back in the money
today. I think that's what it was. They have a catalyst today. I saw it on my.
What? I'm not getting filled down here in SMR.
In the morning there.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Toyota. Yeah, Toyota putting some money into Joby. So that one's definitely a little interesting here.
Tesla failed again.
Yeah, Tesla is. I mean, here's the thing. We saw VWAP sellers
same level,
coming in off of the open. We saw VWAP sellers kind of stepping in a little bit later or like below there. So sellers definitely a little bit dominant off of the open today. Again, we bid up all day yesterday. That strength was aggressive. So it's like, all right, coming in off of the open, if we see some selling, I definitely have to respect that. That's all that means. I'm going to continue kind of watching this one here. The Nasdaq still came down into its lows right there, kind of still chopping around in that 21,500 area here. VWAP on Tesla. Where is VWAP on Tesla? That's what I'm wondering right now.
Yeah, aren't we all?
260s right there. So just about a point away from there on Tesla. So let's see if we can get back up to VWAP, or our seller is still kind of a little bit dominant here on the day today. Ridge Tech Robotics. Oh boy, that one's definitely not working as of right now. So I got to get out of that one. I thought I had a stop in for this one, and it did not hit that stop. So let's see what happened to that one right there. Okay, so yeah, it just says pending. That's interesting. So unfortunate there. Didn't really want to take this loss on Ridge Tech, but that's fine. I will come back to this one a bit later if it'll have me there. But 268 is currently trading on Ridge Tech. But my eyes mainly focused here on Tesla currently as it pushes back up into its VWAP right here. P-Pro VWAP I have right here in and around 61 halves. And on my other platform, I have it at 62.20. On that one. Oh boy, there's that wipe up right there. So some aggressive strength coming in right into VWAP. So is this the reversion to VWAP? You may ask. I have no idea, but guess what? I think VWAP was what I was looking for. Again, I talk about it being in and around here on my P-Pro. 62.25s on the other platform right there. So again, I gotta be a good boy and kind of piece them off where the target kind of lies right there, and VWAP kind of was the target. So let's see if that'll come into fruition. But yeah, a little bit of a push here on Tesla right now, Sean.
Yeah, I see. I'm still unable to get anything out of that. So it goes to 80s. I was at 90s.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, I was looking for it to print higher. I was posted in the 80s and 90s. I'm like, it's not even going. So I'm just going to
get out some 60s.
I'm just going to get out of everything and then reassess. Like if I expect this to stay strong, I want it to step. I wanted to step up. And those steps are going to provide me more opportunities to be like, okay, maybe not better prices, but if it's going to continue, I can take that consolidation a little higher and higher and higher.
That's too bad, man. I needed
right there.
Need to get filled
sellers.
there.
Oh boy, the Nasdaq, man. Oh my God, I really need to hit the Qs much harder than that. Oh boy, there it goes right.
Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. For
Flush
sure.
City. I was like, if you look at the monthly chart on
Flushy.
some of the large caps,
Look at
even the
SMR,
Spider,
baby. Oh, I gotta get my
monthlies have had
earpiece.
resistance at these levels. And I'm like, where is the selling potentially going to come in? And I have no idea, but sellers definitely showing themselves on a day like today right here. So that 72 mark on the TQs, whatever you want to confluence that with on the Qs or the Nasdaq. A little bit of a level of interest in my opinion, and it seems like interesting it has been, as we could not even get up to 72s. Some selling stepped in in the high 71s. And pulled us all the way back down to 71 flats right there. So let's see, it's consolidating. There's some aggressive selling here on the Nasdaq and the ES as well, coming into the
We do have a
first
number
half
coming out
hour.
at 10, right?
We do have a number coming out.
Yeah,
at
we have
10.
Richmond
Okay.
Fed.
There's
Richmond
a little
Fed
bit of
manufacturing.
volatility.
Well, yeah, I'd give that like a 1 out of 3 like market impact.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What was it? I think it was a couple of weeks ago. We saw the market move like crazy on what was that random number? We've never
Go
seen.
Tesla.
Was it the something GD number or something? Or I don't know what it was, but the market normally doesn't really move that aggressively.
Right, but it did
on
pop.
that catalyst.
Yeah.
So it just.
Come on, GameStop.
I don't know. Tinfoil hat, tinfoil suit. Sometimes I just think the market is waiting for volume to come in to do what it was already trying to do.
Oh boy.
Right? There goes Tesla.
Here goes Tesla right now. We get those 90s. So there it goes. Let's go, man. We are at 1 day's goal right now. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my friend Nelson that takes this goal thing seriously as well. I think it's important, especially if you have other things to do, man. Make your money and get the hell out of here. But right now, Richmond Fed Composite Index coming right now. So let's go to the desk with Satya.
Yes, so today we are looking at the Richmond Fed Composite Manufacturing Index. So it's coming out in about 6 seconds. So give me 4, 3, 2, 1. So we have the previous number at -13. The forecast is -9. And it is reading here at, just give me a second, it's loading here. It is 10. It's -9, so it remains the same for the forecasted number, so -9. At 12 p.m., we do have U.S. Vice President Vance speaking at the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas, so just be aware of that. At 2 p.m., Trump signs executive orders regarding nuclear energy, education, and federal funding, so just be aware of that. And then at 2 p.m., we have FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee. They'll be sharing the central bank's outlook on interest rates and inflation. So just be aware of that, guys. And then just going into the news here, we have a couple of news headlines here. We have BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen. They're all considering investing billions in U.S. as part of a possible tariff agreement in July. So just be aware of that. As well as Robinhood rolled out its trading platform available to UK users starting today. So that might be some movement might be happening there with Hood. And then I also have some crypto news because you guys know I love crypto. So GME adds 4,710 Bitcoins worth, more than $500 million to their balance sheet for the first time. So that is big news here. And then who says you can't purchase anything without Bitcoin? Bitcoin is no longer a store of value, but rather everyday cash. Online and physical merchant Square rolls out Bitcoin payments for the Las Vegas Bitcoin conference from May 27th to May 29th. Block Inc. reports that the feature will be available for businesses in 2026. So that is something to look out for as well. And then Steak and Shake has also been an early adopter of crypto. The fast food chain now accepts Bitcoin payments. COO Dan Edwards says the company saves approximately 50% in processing fees as opposed to using credit cards, so watch out MasterCard and Visa. So that might be something to look out for. And then on a side note, the only thing stopping Bitcoin from becoming a universal way to process payments is its transaction speeds. However, so we should be looking at Solana, XRP, Ethereum. Those have really fast transaction speeds. Back to you.
Thank you, Satya. Getting more comfortable on the desk. We see that is great. Thank you, Satya, for all of that. All right, man. Tesla just went to 360 damn 2 to take a word from Sharif right there. But there it is, man. 362.18. A bunch of outs at VWAP, man. We just took another piece as it came back in. I took a 361.50. Remember, like, we're in the money now in 80 cents, and what you want and what you get, hopefully are similar, but you do want highs here as we go, especially when you're long. But, fading off of VWAP right there, let's just slow our roll on expectations right now on this name. Look, we're 70 cents in the money on Tesla. We're 90 cents in the money on SMR. This is Tesla's 10 times the price. So, SMR, a much better trade here to hold on to this short. Let's see what winds up happening now as here comes SMR. Bring it on back down, man. This is another big trade for us because we alerted this right here on our sticky note. It's the only short idea I wrote down. 36 top short. Let's fade the recent pops. So that's exactly what we did here with SMR. We did have... we're never going to layer into something too hard off the open, especially on a name like this, but it does get to $37, right? $36.80. So we did have to hold that. There's an in at 36. There's an in at 36.50. Does not run our stop, which is great. But now you're coming back into the 50 period. Let's see a 200 period move. I am bidding 35.05 for SMR. All right. Go Tesla. My whole day is going to be well, that's not true. Part of my day will be Tesla. They're probably half or so. We do have more shares on Tesla than, well, that's not true, but because of the price of the stock, the bigger the move on Tesla, the more, accountability we will have on that one. And there goes Tesla right now. Oh boy, Obi, we are Moon City right now. We write down 360. It's at 362.50 right now as we start to get going on Tesla. A nice little $1.70 in the money on Tesla, 80 cents in the money on SMR. And oh boy, we're getting ready to go. I don't know if Rob's going to GameStop behind us at all, but GameStop right now, 20 cents in the money, hoping for a little longer there on GameStop. I want to thank everybody for viewing, watching here with us right now. I'm going to have to refresh this to get the better like count right now. How many likes do we have? 1.1K right now, not enough. Over 10,000 of you watching. Hit that like button. If you do, your stocks may or may not go in favor. So we'll hit that button, hit the like. Thank you so much for everything that you guys provide in the chat and all of that. But there goes Tesla, kaboom, right there. $1.80 now in the money on Tesla, $1 on SMR as we wait to see what winds up happening with GameStop. But oh boy, Obi, right now, both you and I into Tesla right now. I know
the VWAP a little bit, but I'm just trying. I'm trying again. I said I'm looking for it to step up, but again, we've seen some VWAP sellers off the open, so just giving it a little bit of a try here as it consolidates on top of VWAP. But again, market's kind of strong to the downside as well. So looking for a little bit of selling to step in. But again, if it's going to prove me wrong, that's even better. I like the long for the step up anyways here. But a little bit of that initial push into VWAP, I do want to.
I'm trying Apple down here.
There. What are you trying on Apple?
I'm trying Apple. Apple's at $2.
Okay, yeah.
So Apple's at $2. It does break lower. It gives us this low of 199.90. Could be way off on this one. So let's give this a second here. I mean, we've talked about being in SMR, and that's going to the downside. So that's all nice and groovy as well. But we don't need this Nasdaq. You made a good call on the Nasdaq, seeing some weakness right there. So buying Apple here may not be too advised, but I'm going to bid some $200 and low teens here. If we're able to get that, that's great. We can hold it against this 190. I'm just going to hold against the bottom here, 199.90. So that could be a good trade. But look at Tesla here, fading out as well. So a good out, man. We got 362.50s right there, right? And so far, so good. But there's that strong push back to the low side. I know you're short Tesla, so we'll see if that continues to work out. You've been long, short, in and around. TQs as well, Rich Tech Robotics coming into play. There goes SMR. We take another fill down there, so that's going to be a good one. GameStop looks like Obi, oh boy, does not want to get back through VWAP and take some out there at the 50 period moving average for roughly flat. We're up in GameStop because that's our only out, because we had a better average price than where we got out. So right now, our average price on GME is 34.11s. That fill was 34.40s. So we're going to have to wait to see, but it is fading back out now with the market. Cometh, downeth right now. So Apple waiting for $200. If we can get a low fill there, we'll take that. We're pretty low right now, but we just punched in at 27s. So let's wait to see if we get a teen fill here on Apple. It looks like it has some kind of strength upside. So we'll wait. $20.12. We'll put a bid, see if we can get that as Apple's coming back in. 199.79 or so for an out there on Apple. Let's see if the longs want to come in at some point here.
Yeah, I think
Amazon
again,
also is at a level.
A little bit of a chop here.
There goes Apple. There goes Apple.
Underneath that 21.5. So we kind of talked about that pre-market consolidation. What are we going to do with it? Are we going to do anything distinct with it? And we're trading a little bit lower here. So a little bit of a flush down here on a lot of these names. But Tesla, wow, Tesla, oh my God. That's some aggressive push right there. So yeah, VWAP coming right back in right here. So 362.16s I have, and a little bit of P-Pro VWAP at that 61.60s. We keep chopping around, so you can see that we're just trading and churning around this 360, 361, 362 area here as of right now.
I took some more out
kind of letting it consolidate, see if it'll hold anything significant here. Oh boy, there it goes. Okay, all right.
Let's go.
Come again.
I know you're short. I hate you.
No, I got stopped out. That was aggressive. I did not expect it to push that aggressively. Also, another thing that I'm noticing, Sean, is like it's slipping me by at least like 15, 20 pennies, and it's I don't know if it's on our end. Like it doesn't look like a crazy slip, but the order when it fills, it's coming in with a little bit of a lag. I don't know if you're feeling any of that.
Well, I haven't been stopped out of it. I haven't had to use any stop orders yet, but the market, it seems fine to me, Obi. So if you're asking about like execution issues, I think we're okay so far. All right, so there goes Apple. I don't know, whatever. We just bought that near $200, man. We're in the money 40 cents. I don't know if it's going to go higher or not. We'll take it out there at 50, and then we'll wait to see what winds up happening again. I'll take another one at 50 if we can get it up. So I thought I was at 50. Where am I at actually here on Apple? Oh, I'm at 53s. Okay. All right. So we missed that fill. Let's see if we want higher. I don't want to get out of this one. That is for sure. There goes. Now we are now $2 now in the money on Tesla. Hopefully that goes. We did cash out of some more SMRs right here. It doesn't look like it wants to get going at all. And then GameStop kind of just waiting to eat some pie. I was gonna make a joke about Joe there again, but we'll see if we get some GameStop pie down coming into the low side there. Could be our only losing trade, which would be fine. It's not. I mean, I never like to take losing trades, but we gotta try, and we're there to try this. Play. I'm going to average back in near 33 again if we get something near that bottom, and then a 33 break, and we got to really start to look at this. A couple pennies under that, and we will stop ourselves out. So, yeah, I am trying to get that. Yo, what's up, Pitchbull? Pitchbull's hitting this right now. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. You guys got some face slappers on board. That is for sure. What a great, oh my. We wrote down Palantir down there at 122. It gets as low as 123, so almost gets to that level. Nice play, Pitchbull, buying that dip there, and then hitting it back up to the upside. Great little look there for you in the chat. I said Amazon was at some key levels right there, 205. Not quite down to 205 yet, but we bounced off of there right off the open, and now we'll wait to see what happens with a 205 play for Amazon, a name that I really like, man. We had Pershing Square back into this name. Bill Ackman, I believe it was last week, took a position in Amazon, and but he just announced their position from down here, so it's not like a new position for them, but was buying it during some of those tariff dumps. So don't know the price exactly that they're in over there, but they're definitely in. Okay, so I'm going to hold out on Tesla. My next offer on this, just to talk about it, is 363. So we almost got up to there, and oh my gosh. We basically did get up there. I'm at 363 even. Let's go to 362.80s. And if we can get that, then that'd be good enough for me. And then we'll work off of that. So here it comes right back upside. See if we can get a play on Tesla. The net's not at the highest spot all day. There it goes. Not at the highest spot all day because of GameStop, but we've done pretty well here. Going Tesla, my number one stock. SMR's right there as well. So that's 2 for 2. GameStop, that idea definitely not working. I apologize for that, but you guys are GameStop guys anyways in the chat. And then there's Apple. A couple outs. We just got a 50 out like we told you. So a couple outs there for Apple looking to reload down near 2 bills. So that's coming in right now as well. It looks like your short there on the TQs still wants to keep on working.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm a little bit more, more convinced on the Tesla short. But yeah, the TQ's coming in beautifully here as we're still kind of chopping around to some of those prior day levels on top of that 71 mark here. So yeah, a little bit of selling coming in. What time is it? It's 10:12 right now. So just about a few more minutes until this 15-minute candle closes here. So again, just watching this Tesla like a hawk. There goes the market with a little bit of a push to the downside, but let's see if Tesla follows through. Again, it's consolidating on top of VWAP right here, so I do want to be a little wary of that, and just kind of be patient, see if the market tailwind really has the effect on Tesla here, or is Tesla going to do more or less of its own thing? I have no idea here, but definitely keeping it on watch. TQs though, oh boy, we're kind of looking a little bit weak here. So the question becomes, what was strong in the morning but now looks weak? Guess what? Google is about to break its day lows as of right now. Amazon's back near its day lows. Softy back near its day lows. So yeah, everything a little bit of a quadunk all the way down into their lows. There goes Tesla once again. Oh boy. Oh boy. Getting stopped out multiple times. So definitely got to flip long on this one as it continues to step up a little bit. That grinding bid, man. It's what it is. Like this grinding bid has been killing me for the past few weeks right here. Just trying to revert a grinding bid or a grinding sell.
Thank you, Randy.
Is probably my worst nightmare as of recent, but that's something I'm trying to work on, get a little bit better at avoiding. But yeah, there goes the rip.
Let's effing go, Obi. Yeah, man. And we're in a new one with Amazon. That's an OB favorite as well right there. So we're going to slap up Amazon right now. We're slapping up Apple right now. But we are getting slapped as GameStop goes into the gates of GameStop hell right now. So we'll wait to see where that can go. I'm getting some more out of Tesla right now. Honestly, man, we wrote down here on our note. And again, we're just trying to stick with it, right? Hold on, that's Grok. We don't need to show you guys Grok right now. Although that's funny because Neil always says, like, once you're into a system, you kind of just use it. I'm starting to use Grok a little bit more to look up different things about stocks and whatnot. But there's Tesla 360 long, breaking coil on the daily. We talked about that. Now trying to play dip buys. That's exactly what happened today. For that, there's the SMR 36 short as well, and then the GameStop long, which is not that's longing for attention right now because that is a problemo. If we didn't have this trade, well, whatever, we have to talk about them because we do have it, but there we go. I was gonna say we're almost stopped out, and there it goes right now. A big time fail and a flush to that downside. We're making more on Tesla than we're losing on GameStop, but that's not good. There's a huge move, pretty huge actually, to the downside, down now 6%. Don't sleep on that. All right, so we did get a decent out there. We did get a decent out there on Amazon. We were long there at I'm only long right here, 60s, and we just taken out at 80 right there on Amazon. So yeah, not, that's 20 quick cents on that one. You did mention earlier about having potential slippage, and if you do have slippage, then it may be due to the lack of your computer. Andre, we are ready to go. If you've ever entered an order to buy or to sell and the price you got filled at is completely different from what you expect, as Obi had mentioned there, that's called slippage. Slippage happens when you're trading on an old or an underpowered computer, and it costs traders a bundle. That's why our friends at EZ Trading Computers created the complete guide to trading computers. This guy shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader and to avoid, Tesla's at 364, avoid slippage. Go ahead and scan that QR code and click the link in the description box to get your free copy. That is EZ Trading Computers. We want to thank them. That is for sure. Thank you, EZ Trading Computers. Make sure you do scan that, get all the information you need. Abouty. Okay, man, here it is. Tesla. Now, Obi, it's not $1 in the money. It's not $2 in the money. It's not $3 in the money. It's your $4 mark right there. A nice $4 winner right there for us on Tesla right there as we ride that one into the upside. It just touched the 200 period moving average. I'm at 365. We should have adjusted that to 364.50 where it did touch out at. So right now, so far so good there on Tesla as that's screaming northbound. Apple, good little highs here again. GameStop can go directly to the gates of hell. So that would be our one losing stock there today. Not overly proud of it, but proud to have have, talk about it and be on that trade. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, man. If you're having fun with these winners, what's up to Chef Joe? What's up to everybody that's been with us here today that's rid some of these stocks to these high sides and downsides? You got a great trade there on the Qs, which is the Nasdaq, of course. And there it is right there, 1.5K. We're almost at that goal of 2K, 10,000 watching. Everybody, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and thank you for being here with us one more time. We do it here every single day, as long as the North American markets are open, primarily the U.S. markets. So shout out for Memorial Day. I hope everybody had a great day. And I know I did, and I know you did, Obi. We talked about this the other day. So, yeah. Thanks for everyone for being here and enjoying the stream with us as we work on getting a big time renovation into the studio.
Lots of construction.
Lots of renos.
You'll probably see people
Apple.
walking around, some noises and everything, and that is the Studio 8.
Yes.
So that's coming in soon. There's 70, so 71's not really holding too well here. A little bit of consolidation near the lows on the Nasdaq here. So yeah, we're just watching this Tesla again. We talked about Tesla kind of stepping up, and it's doing exactly that as of right now. So stepping up, continuing to kind of hold a little bit higher and higher. We broke past prior days, or we're trying to push past prior days highs. But again, don't forget, in the after hour session, we traded all the way up to 367.58, going into the the 8 p.m. close there. So definitely one to watch out for. But yeah, Tesla kind of just consolidating now. It's attempting to break that prior day high, which again lies at let's see, 2 o'clock yesterday. The high was 363.78. Guess where we're trading at right now? We're trading at 363.40. So just in and around that prior day high area here. So let's see what happens in and around this area as the futures consolidate near their session lows as well, and the ES still kind of coming in alongside that as well. So let me know in the chat what you guys are watching right here. After Star saying, "Obi, stick with the future short. Tesla is a meme doing its own thing." Yeah, I know. Tesla's always memeing around, so I definitely have to stay a little wary on that one. But it's very clear that the TQs were clean short after the fact, of course, on the market short. But yeah, let's see what's going on in the sectors with Sateo.
So right now, I do have IWM on watch right now, the small cap index here. It's not looking too great, honestly. It's looking pretty red. We are passing through the pre-market lows, excuse me, the pre-market lows here, and we are going to the downside. Some other ones that are looking a little bit more optimistic is VERU. It's currently at this VWAP level, looking like it's looking to hold that level. So this is something that I would be on the watch for. So this popped up on my scanner here. And then we also have HYLN. This is also looking really good as well. Higher highs here on the 3-minute. And so looking really good here. And then we also have AGAE also blasting up to the upside. Strong volume candle here at 10:15. So looking very optimistic. And then we also have XNet blasting off through previous day highs here. We're currently at blasting off through $6.34. And then we're currently at the high of $6.42. Back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so the only things I'm watching right now, Sean, are just TQs and Tesla, because I think even across the board when it comes to some of these earnings names, not really doing what I was looking for, other than the box, right? The box Inc. is the only one that's held strong, gap give and go, a little bit of a continuation there on BOX. So OKTA, nothing too crazy there. Abercrombie didn't really get anywhere. Macy's, I guess it did sell off a little bit. We're getting a bit of a reversion as of right now here on Macy's. Oh boy, there comes some selling here on Tesla. As soon as I look away, man, that's what it is. As soon as I look away,
keep looking.
Some aggressive moves happen, and things start to get cooking there on Tesla. So Tesla, kind of a break of back through VWAP right here, break of a little bit of that uptrend that we got from the day low 58.64s here. So let's be patient and wait and see. The market tailwind is definitely on our side. Oh boy, talk about being a point in the money on TQs, man. Sean, you got to teach me how to size a little bit better with some of these trades, man. It's
I know.
a little bit of a FOMO here, but I'm just gonna. I got a piece left on. I'm just gonna let that work. Oh boy, Tesla's coming in.
Yep.
361s. That's some aggressive selling here. So I'm gonna wait and see if we can print that 360. But this was a little bit of a prior consolidation area as well. So I want to be wary of that and kind of cover along the way, as Sean likes to call it, planting some flowers, right? You got to plant some flowers along the way. So the journey, I guess you can look back at it and be like, all right, that was pretty. I don't know how to really.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, so just quickly on some recaps. Yeah, you're 100% right. Tesla did go for a little bit of a jog back into the 50-period moving average. It's just a little bit of a jog. It's okay. We only have 25% left of our position on Tesla, and I am looking to get something out. I thought I just offered 362.50 right there, but that's 20s. Let's go to 20s and just get a piece out there if we're able to. I just went to 22s for some reason. So hopefully that will come up and give us a fill there at VWAP, and then we'll absorb it from there. It's $2 in the money. I'm not about to panic here at all. Apple's been a good trade, man. We got the bottom of the day basically into the 200, into VWAP. Let's see if that one wants to continue to work. A name that's fallen in for us, though, is right here, right now, and that's going to be Amazon. So Amazon just came right in again. We do have Fed services at 10:30 from Dallas, so that could be something. We do have the FOMC, I believe, later on as well there today. So just waiting to see if there's anything going on. There's Amazon, a dip down into that level. We are still long at 40s, so we're just long right here, right now, giving it to 205. So yeah, Amazon falling in with this market as well. I feel like if the market picks up, though, then we're groovy. So let's wait to see how groovy we are on this market move now, hopefully northbound for us. And there goes Amazon. A fill maybe there at 60s. If we can get that, we'll do a good job there of getting out. If we can get it, no idea. But there it goes, Amazon right now, a nice push a little bit higher. And we'll throw it back over to Obi, see what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, just watching this crazy selling coming in here on Tesla. That aggressive selling again. Like I said, I looked away. Right here, you can see that selling coming in off of a 360. So we basically false broke yesterday's high on that aggressive push, and that's kind of what I was looking for. I was like, all right, do we sustain? Do we sustain? I might have gone a little too early there. I was like, all right, well, VWAP sellers might have tried a little too much there. The long was definitely not wrong from those lows. But as of right now, a little bit of a VWAP consolidation. So back down into VWAP right here as of right now. So that's what kind of what I'm looking for here on Tesla. But yeah, let me know in the chat what you guys are watching. There's always so much opportunity in this market, it seems, and it's definitely something to watch. Keep eyes on. Some of the best day traders, and Tesla's definitely one of them for sure.
Okay.
But
all right. Yeah. No. Just there we go. Are you doing this?
So we've been showing you the homepage for Trade the Pool for a while now, but today we want to highlight a section of the site you may have missed. And trust us, you'll want to check it out. It's Trade the Pool's video on demand library and so much more than just content. It's a space built to help traders grow with real stories of funded traders, strategy breakdowns, hard lessons, and mindset tips you can actually apply in your own trading. And there's more. The note feature allows you to save the most valuable takeaways from videos so you can quickly revisit the exact moments that mattered. It's like your own personal bookmark. The best part, it's completely free. If you haven't explored it yet, now's the time. Head to tradethepool.com and click on the VOD library tab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, learn from other people's. I mean, that's basically why we started this stream, right? Was to try to give people, a live look in on traders and some of the trials and tribulations that obviously we have here as traders, and hopefully you're learning from that. And go check out Trade the Pool, scan that QR code, get involved with TPL, Trade the TP, Trade the Pool. Yeah. TTP, Trade the Pool. All right, good fill there for Amazon. So let's go out to face slapper right there as well. A nice little win there for us, long at 205.40. We just put some out at 60s. We talked about that right before we left you, so we got that fill. SMR right back in now. Nice move down for SMR. Let's take advantage of that. I have to keep calling it up on my other screen here. Punch out, there we go. Okay, we get some outs there, and then it just cascades in. Normally when we punch the other way, it goes the other way, but this one's coming back in, so we like that one for sure. To not let this Tesla get too out of hand here, Great short on the futures, of course, with the Nasdaq there and the TQQs. But here comes Tesla screaming back as well. So again, we got that out right there. So now we have less than 20% left on this trade. You got to take money where there is money there, and we're able to take some out on TSLA as that gets bumped up. I do want to remind everybody to join me tonight, or not tonight. I'll be there about 1 to 1:30, and then about 1 to 2 o'clock, maybe a little bit later than that. We'll figure it out. But tonight, I'm very, very happy and pleased to be with these guys here. This is an epic all-day space with the lead lag report. Dan Niles will be here with me. Jim Bianco from Bianco Research will be here as well. I mean, this is you know, not our thing that we're running. I've been invited to here. We also have Guy Adami is on here as well. He'll be joining. We'll talk all about stocks, different things. Brian Shannon, the great Brian Shannon's here. And then Sharif's favorite, where's Dan Ives? He's in here somewhere. There's Dan Niles, Dan Ives. I forget what his handle, there it is, Dan Ives Tech. So right there, he'll be with us tonight as well. So there it is. Also joined Trader TV, Sean. So we say, you know, go follow Lead Lag Report. We'll see if we can get going a little bit there. It should be fun to talk trades with like-minded traders. So join us there. You know, that's nothing. I'm just doing it just because, like, you know, there's nothing, no association other than just trying to build the community up right there. So thank you to Michael and Lee Lag Report there. So we're excited for that. That should be a lot of fun, right? Like to be in the same conversations with Dan Ives and, you know, Guy Adami. I've been watching these guys on CNBC for a while. Dan Niles as well. Jim Bianco is huge. Like if you ever watch, oh boy, the Combine. All these guys have been on the Combine with Josh Allen.
That's a guy. This
is Josh Allen. Buffalo Bills fame, Josh Brown, of course, there as well. So, okay, should be a fun day there. I'm excited for that. We're still going to go to the gym. We'll get a nice little workout in about 30 minutes. Joe, people are already asking what's for lunch, but no, that's 20 minutes from now. We'll discuss what's. No, man, Joe, no. No. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. And so that is something that we'll wait for right there. I think the TQs are getting to a spot where maybe we want to buy them. I don't want to step on your toes here or anything like that. I am net long everything right here. The only short that we are in is a dollar with SMR. Pardon me?
I covered over 95% on both Tesla and TQ. So
I think we're here at a level that we can start to go long. So I think we'll try a little bit of a long right now on the TQs. Again, you know, nothing. We don't have to set the world on fire. We'll punch some 87s there. Actually, we got 88, so we'll get some 88s. Just trying to play maybe off of some of those lows, right? I mean, we'll see if the TQs want to bounce there. There's not really negative news in the market, so I feel like this move on the way down just gets us back to zeros. It's a dangerous game, and I do like the short for sure, right? But coming back into some of these levels there yesterday, we had sort of bounced off of here. I just want to talk about why. We're going to go to Adara, almost said that. Satea, I'll get that right. Right here into some support levels from yesterday. So these were areas that I wanted to look at anyways on the Nasdaq, and we're kind of here right now on the TQs. So let's just sit here, wait for it, see if it gets back going again to that upside. A nice $2 winner, good hold for us on Tesla. Amazon's pumping, Apple's pumping. We're pumping right now, and let's go over to Satea and see if crypto's doing anything today. I can see Bitcoin breaking through 108.
So we've had lots of positive headlines in regards to crypto. However, we're experiencing a little bit of a pullback here. So I drew this yesterday, and these were the zones that I was looking at. I was looking at this potential bounce zone in this green area here around 106, 107. So we're currently approaching that level here. And so we are in an uptrend, as you can see, but if we cannot hold this 106,000, 107,000 mark, then I'm looking for a potential, a little bit of a gap here to this $100,000 mark. So I wouldn't even trade between this gap. I would wait for it to retrace around that $102,000 to $100,000 level. Going into Ethereum didn't necessarily break all-time highs as its friend Bitcoin. However, we are in a consolidation range for Ethereum here. So I drew this consolidation range. We've had this consolidation since Friday of last week. And so I definitely think that this can become a breakout level. I'm looking at this around 2,756 mark. We have this downtrend since December of last year, and then we are breaking up strong. And so I do think that this is a little bit of consolidation. Just be patient, and I do think we are going to the upside here. And then if we look at our our different cryptocurrencies here, we have Bitcoin down 1.8% within 24 hours, Ethereum down 0.5%, XRP down 2.1%, Solana down 3.3%. All right, back to you.
All right, thank you for all of that. Yeah, you can see some of those names getting to the downside there. We talked about JD Vance going to be pumping Bitcoin. The guy owns 500,000 of it at least. So we'll see what happens right there. More outs on SMR. It just kept on coming back in. We have 5%, 10% left. A little more than that, 15% or so left of SMR. So we can take some more out on that downside. Still waiting for a top break over there. I'm getting a little frustrated with, I've been in Tesla. I'm now in the futures, or I'm in the Nasdaq, the TQs. We're in SMR. We've been in GameStop, Amazon, and Apple. That's 6 names. Normally that's like where we're at pretty much from time. So let's slow down a little bit, settle down, and get our bearings with us right now, which we do have them. I'm fully in control of all of these names. There goes Amazon right now. I'm just watching them all. That's going to be a good little rip there. I'm hoping that the Nasdaq does agree with me and start to go back up off of some past support. So hopefully that will start kicking in for us. Here's my Nasdaq trade right now. We're just long at these levels right here. I'm not going to let this 70 go. So actually, sorry. My offer is breaking through the 70, so if we lose 70, then we're going to get out of TQs. So here it comes, screaming back in, man. Great short over there. SMR is printing. Amazon's coming back, but watch out. This NASDAQ is once again testing near those lows. So we just got an average price. I'm into as many shares as I want right now. $70.77 is where we're long right now on the TQQs.
Yeah, the selling just keeps on stepping in here. So I'm like, all right, well, if we're yesterday we had a bit of a grinding bid there, and now maybe we're getting some grinding selling there as well. Again, it's showing up on the TQs for sure there. I'm just looking for a continuation below VWAP here on Tesla, if it'll have me right there. So we consolidate, we attempted to break through that VWAP. We come back in and maybe hold a little bit of that VWAP as of right now. So I'm just looking at some of these structure lows right there, that 360, 361, definitely interesting, and obviously day low coming in at 358.60s. Don't know if it's going to get all the way down there just yet, but again, a little bit of selling coming in, looking for that continuation to come in here. But the markets, again, we've been pretty much selling off of the open for the most part. So again, gotta be patient. The bigger frame trend, you can see a lot of these tickers. Some of the Mag 7s are even pushing all-time highs. Maybe not even the Mag 7s, but a lot of top constituents as well. We talk about I guess Netflix near highs as well. Meta, I don't know if Meta's around there, but I know Softy's definitely nearing up into its
Let's go futures
as well. So definitely one to watch out for. A bigger picture trend, a little bit to the upside as of right now, but got to stay patient.
Are you looking to buy into Tesla anymore?
What do you mean?
Like, I know you're short right here. Are you looking to cover, like, what is the, like, where's your bid basically? Like, where are you looking to cover on Tesla?
I don't really have a target.
Okay, all right.
I don't have a target, but I do know where I'm wrong.
Okay, I was just going to say, and where's that level?
Just consolidation at VWAP. We have right here, so just trying to keep it tight. If it's going to give it to me right away, it will. If not, then that's perfectly fine as well.
I only ask you because we're the opposite of each other on this one, and I'm starting to clear out some as well on Tesla. We've just been getting out a whole bunch right here on TSLA, so we're going to be very, very careful to see where it goes now. Like, I'm not even averaging in. Like, if this doesn't go, this does not go, and that's that. So we're going to wait for that. We were able to get out of some here. We got a nice fill at 86s on the TQs right there to take that 10 cents, and good fill there. But we're going to have to wait to see where this one goes as we just hover right now in this market. But what you could do is, if you're looking at charts, no better charting platform to look at than with eSignal. So listen up, man. The first month right now is completely free. We're waiving those fees. Get on that. What's up, Ozan? Scan that here. Here's for Ozan. Scan that QR code. There it is right there. Scan that QR code. Get that first month for free. Start to entitle, man. Whatever markets you want. You want to trade the OTC markets? They got that. Futures markets, anything like that. NYMEX, the CME, whatever is floats your boat. Over there in Hong Kong, we've seen some moves there happening overnight in Blue Ocean and Moon ATS and things like that. Get entitled with eSignal. Back testing, reliable charts, for 50 plus brokers, everything all in one, wrapped in a nice bow there for you. It's eSignal. It's completely free. All the first month free. All of the scanners ticking off for me every single day. I really trust it and I enjoy trading with eSignal. It's been 24 years as my to-go charting software, even when I was on the road traveling around to many different offices worldwide, Singapore, all over Europe, things like that, definitely took eSignal with me, and an absolutely great experience there with eSignal. So yeah, good little level there. Okay, 1040 right now. The market's just hovering. We already talked about the levels that I like here on the Nasdaq. We're just coming in to some levels from yesterday afternoon. So it looks like I don't want to hold it to 70.50 because it's definitely the pressure right now is to the short side. The Nasdaq was up today 0.6, right? Now we fade back into those lows. I'm nervous about breaking these lows, so I'm not going to average in. I already have a position on right now. It's about a 2-unit position, so it's not maximum or anything. We're not running up into any key support levels or anything like that. There it goes. So we'll flush that one down there to the downside. Yeah, good movement now happening for the short. So yeah, I mean, we've been taking advantage of these plays. That Nasdaq, we said we'd try it, does not work. It's probably the flip short there, Obi, now against 71. I mean, the 50-period moving average. Once you don't hold these levels, you start to get a little weary. So we get stopped out at 65. I hope we didn't tick the bottom there, but we did get stopped out there. And it's a good thing we were able to get something out on the top side to absorb some of that. But there goes the S&P futures, finally starting to fall down a little bit right now with the Nasdaq. S&P, I think, is down worse than the Nasdaq today. Yeah, down 0.24. Our friend Nvidia with the report tonight joined me and Sharif as we will be going over everything that we see Nvidia related to tonight, 4:05 or so. Make sure you join us. Let's set records on that call. So Nvidia right now coming out tonight should be really exciting. I'm debating flipping short on the Nasdaq, Obi.
Yeah, I mean, I like the short on the Nasdaq off of. I like the 71 as well. That's definitely a trade within itself. But that 72 stall was great as well. Again, I did not add to this trade. Definitely had places to add on this one. If I was a little bit more, I guess if I was a little bit more nimble there. Again, just watching, observing. The idea was to get long. And then I saw things that were convincing enough to be like, all right, well, this is a very strong reason to sell. I should definitely attempt to push into that there, and that happened to work out pretty well. I got a little lucky on that one there. Not every day you get into TQ's position or any position and it goes instantly for in your favor there. But again, we talk about some of the best trades doing exactly that. And yeah, markets to the downside. You can, if you look at a lot of these tickers as well, in terms of the Mag 7, a lot of them trending or trading near their day lows, except for obviously some of these sideways consolidations like we're seeing on Tesla or something like Apple, right? So yeah, but those are the Mag 7s. But let's see what the rest of the sectors are doing with Satay.
Yeah.
The market not looking too hot right now. We're seeing pretty red in most of the sectors. Notably, I'm looking at the utility sectors looking pretty red here. The biggest one that I see is EIX down 1.53% here. And then we also have real estate sector also not doing too well. I see as well SPCE down 0.9%, so not looking too good here. But a sector that I am looking at is the pharmaceutical and biotechnology sector. I have ears out for that just because there is talks of a new COVID variant that is prevalent in China as well as New York. So I would be looking for headlines regarding that might move stocks like Pfizer or Moderna. Back to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I did. Go ahead. Yeah, I was thinking about some Pfizer in the long-term account as well.
Finally punched out of that the Ridgetech robotics position there.
I was
like, yeah, I know it's supposed to stop out a little bit earlier, but I'm going to give it a couple more minutes there to see if it does anything interesting.
Oh boy, Obi.
And it did absolutely nothing. It just did more of the same. Continued to sell off a little bit there. So gonna be a little bit patient with that one. Definitely lost on that one there, but going to be patient with this Tesla trade as well, as we're consolidating near in and around this this VWAP area as of right now. But yeah, the market catching a little bit of a bid as we close into the last 20 minutes of this hour here as of right now. But yeah, this 360, this VWAP area on Tesla seems like it's a little interesting as we rip right back up towards that VWAP at 362.20s.
So I punched the bottom in the Nasdaq. So hey, it's me.
Heyo.
Sorry, Joe, but it was a fail. You never want to punch the bottom of something. And that's exactly what we did right there. We got exited out right there of the TQ trade. Not a great trade there, but we bought it back up once we started to see some little bit of strength in there. So it's fine. We're in the money now. But you know what? If we had still had that position, we'd be back to day's high for ourselves. But we're just going to make back a little bit of what we lost right there. I'm going to offer some 90s. There it is. We got some 89, sorry. We're out there. Now we do have a much bigger offer up near 98 right there. Yeah, I did hear that. Did you hear about how much this golden dome? It's not an iron dome. It's much bigger than iron. It's gold. But you know what
he said?
Yeah, he said that.
He said that
last week when he was talking about the golden. He's like, I could take Iron Dome, but it's already being used. What a bad impression. But no, so Canada right now to be part of the Golden Dome apparently would cost $61 billion or free.
Yeah.
And how we could be free is by becoming the greatest 51st state of all time. But that's not going to be happening. So we're going to go with the Platinum Dome. I think Canada is going to build our own platinum. Platinum is bigger than gold. You know, platinum is bigger than gold. And that way, if we build the Platinum Dome, then President Trump will be like, wait a second, platinum greater than gold. Maybe we should join the Platinum Dome, and then we could charge $61 billion, but we don't have any money whatsoever either. So we will wait on that one. That was an interesting story last night. I did see that one. So
come on.
More relationships being built, hopefully stronger with the United States. I think that's a great, on Donald Trump's behalf there, I think that's a great bargaining chip. I mean, you know, to build that kind of security would be great. And I think that's one of the biggest worries. I'm just going to talk about Canadian for myself, is the defense aspect. You know, we don't spend nearly as much like, I should ask Grok this. What is Canada's defense budget as opposed to the United States military and all of that? It's probably 1,000 to 1, and for good reason, right? The United States, they're kind of policing the world, whether or not people agree with that or not. But I just thought that was an interesting topic to go through. There was the fact that Canada and the United States there could be and will be once again the greatest trade partners of all time. We just need to get through some of these rough bumps there in the road. So I really like Carney and our new prime minister there. He seems to be holding fort on some of those talks. I thought he had a great relationship there with Trump when he was there, and he handles it really well. Like Trudeau gets called governor and just kind of eats it, or you know, Carney on the other side of there, he's shaking his head and all that kind of stuff, and just sort of saying, you know, what his plan of action is. So, anyways, enough talk about that. I just thought that was funny, where it was going to charge. And maybe 61 billion might be a deal. I have no idea how much that will cost. But there's another out for Tesla, man. We're still staying strong on our idea of going long at 360, but without averaging in, because we do not need to be wrong. We've already gotten so many outs. It's going to be my number one stock there today is Tesla. So as it comes right back to 362, we get another out right there, right now. Amazon tried to reload that. Look at that fill we just got. I didn't even realize that as the bulls are kicking right now on Amazon. We'll take it out there at 205.80 and see what that's doing. But yeah, Tesla so far so good. SMR, Amazon, Apple, so far so good. We've picked up some good bottoms here on some of these levels. So we really do not, we really like that. So we'll figure that out as we go. But yeah, so far so good. Hit the like button, man. It's been over 2,000 likes. We'd like to get that number going with over 9,500 of you still watching. 1.7K, we're getting closer and closer. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. But yeah, so far so good. Oh, remember what name you liked?
Yeah.
ANF. So it had a huge move in, and right now looking, no, it's a great look, man. We talked about that right off the open, gapping through $100. great call. If you went long $100, man, you went up to 106, 105, sorry. Now the fall in, look for this break right there. Day's low break, 95 coming in on ANF. That could be a doozy too if this falls back in. So watch out. I think I'm going to take a short 95 break on ANF.
Yeah, I think ANF again was on watch this morning. Didn't really do what I was really looking for, so I did step away from it. But yeah, definitely can present with opportunities later on in the day. And yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on as it breaks that day low, Sean. So good look on that one there. Box, another one we talk about there. That's trending to the upside. Macy's actually making its way all the way back up here towards its opening price there as well. So Macy's looking pretty decent. Nvidia is still kind of chopping around its day lows there. So nothing really too crazy. And another name that I know a lot of people were trading on the day yesterday, if I can just pull up my chart here, is PDD. Again, yesterday was day one earnings. Looking for that day two today. Again, I was looking for a little bit of a hold of this range for a continuation. But guess what? We kind of get that continuation to the downside as we hold below the range. So holding underneath both 100 and below prior day's end of day range as well. So that's kind of coming in. A little bit of sideways action, nothing too crazy on PDD. But yeah, not really watching anything else. But let's take a quick look at our volume gainers on the day here. So I'm just going to refresh the page here, and let's see what's been doing volume this morning session here across the board. So let's take a quick look here. A lot of these small caps, man. A lot of these small caps definitely, like I said earlier, it might be small cap season. Look at that. 3 million market cap on this SGN, but definitely doing a move and giving you lots of opportunities. SPRO, Spiro Therapeutics as well, NVTS. I know a lot of people were talking about this one as well yesterday. Again, yeah, look at that relative volume yesterday. Nice, strong move to the upside here. Get that continuation in the pre-market, but no real follow-through coming in as of yet. Tesla's doing a little bit of a rip city.
Doing a dance, baby.
There. So Nvidia, of course, we've been watching that. Joby right here, Joby Aviation with that partnership with Toyota in the morning, coming in and consolidating near its day highs. BBAI, there's the bear. It finally came in today off of the open there, so a nice little flush coming in on BBAI, and of course Tesla. We're all over this one here today. Tesla definitely one to keep an eye out for. But yeah, a lot of chop and churn on this one. A lot of strong wipes, but bigger picture seems like it is holding a little bit higher as well as of right now. So I'm gonna keep that one on watch. I don't really have anything else on watch, but we do have a super chat here.
Okay.
Let's see. U.S. anthem was About the War of 1812 between the U.S. and Canada. Oh, say can you see Canada's the only country the U.S. has ever lost land to in a war. I don't know. I'm not really. I have no idea. I'm not too.
All right, you can have Alaska, whatever. Yeah, no. You know.
Hey, Alaska's a pretty strong asset.
I have nothing.
It's a very strong asset.
Yeah, man. We the North, man. The North, very, very strong. I just want to talk Joby first of all at the highs. You know, right here, we got into Apple based on, and I just tweeted this out. Like, we waited for this to support us at 200, right? These are the trades that we're trying to do, right? Like, I would love to have gotten more down there. It just didn't fall in for us. Since we took the long, we basically never had a lower price come in. So that was $200.28, and there it goes, a nice 80 cents to the upside right now. We're going to close the day near the highs for ourselves here, net-wise, as there goes Tesla. I think our best net-wise was when we were all the way up here and then faded out, because since then we've covered and not reloaded. But there's another out for us at 362.50 for Tesla, so that's working out nicely. SMR, we're able to get some out there. You know, nothing else. We are very, very light on this trade. If we take out 37, then we'll get out of that one. Amazon's the one that's like kind of trying to figure this one out right here. I'm going to bid some more at 205.15, so it's coming in into the low of the day. I guess we basically have this fill again for us on Amazon. So let me take another one right here, punch long. Well, you saw me, I tried to punch long at 25s there, missed, and then the thing gaps 10 cents on me, so it should probably come back in and fill. So there we go. You get a live order coming into the market and it spikes it. Futures didn't do anything. Amazon just spiked there on some liquidity coming through as well. The one thing you can do though is sign up for Profit X. Just try to do this, man. If you are an online gambler at all and you want the best odds, make sure you do switch over to Profit X's peer-to-peer platform where you set the price. No more one-size-fits-all lines. It's crafting your own picking strategy with real-time trading tools. Secure the best odds, track the action, and watch your plays come alive. It's alive. Experience total control at every step. Profit X playing sports, playing reimagined. Make sure you use code TraderTV to grab 2% cash back up to 300. So again, a good level there on Amazon, and we've already checked those odds on Profit X. I wouldn't be saying like I can call it up right now. The best thing to do is sign up. Become a member or an account and check the odds out for yourself. All right, you know, it's 352 right now. Yep. The TQs continue to make moves lower, man. It does not break that 50-period moving average. No more averaging in and are out, breaking through 50. That will happen, and we will be stopped out of that trade. Lighter on Tesla, lighter on Apple, lighter on Amazon. But right now, the one thing that we're never light on around here, and that is reviewing what's happening for lunch.
Yes, let's go.
All right, what's for lunch right over here?
I didn't get some yesterday, so I'm you know.
You did not get any yesterday.
No, I didn't get the meat.
That's right. It was.
Must have been amazing.
It was bolognese.
Bolognese.
Yeah, so it was some pasta there. Okay, so here we go. Let's call this up right now. All right, today is Wednesday, May the 28th. We haven't hit this in a minute. So for lunch, you know, people already putting in the chat. This is a new aspect.
What is it, baby? Come on, tell me, Tina, man, tell me. Can't wait.
Is everything all right, Joe?
You okay? He's already started eating. What you got there on the plate?
Joe, you good? Please reduce Joe's buying power. Right now. No, he's excited, as are many, man, as are many. People are already putting in the chat what they're thinking. Fava beans? Dumplings? Dumplings is a great guess. Nah, today it is chicken fajitas. So it's chicken fajitas. We like chicken fajitas around here, that is for sure, which just means we'll have cold chicken on top of the salad. That's fine. Chicken fajitas with Mexican rice.
Okay.
All right. The toppings include today diced tomatoes.
Okay. All right.
A little bit of sour cream action on there. You got to put a little dollop on there, spread it around. You got the chicken fajitas going on. The green onions we've got going on here. And we've got shredded cheese amongst others. So right there, nice little action going there. Maybe some jalapenos getting thrown in there. I like that. Some banana peppers. Ooh. Joe is just about hitting every...
He's all over the...
This man is excited, boy. Farty party? Yeah, maybe. You might be right about that one. Along with Chef's Choice salad, everybody. That is what is...
Vegemite chicken. Oh, boy.
For lunch.
Remember that Vegemite?
Not bad. I mean, what do you mean, remember that Vegemite?
Somebody just mentioned it in the chat. Vegemite chicken.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, boy.
Chicken fajitas. Today, no Vegemite.
You trying to eat some Vegemite, Sharif? No? Are you sure? It's actually
Sharif
not
is on strict diet, bro. You want to really calm down on Sharif, man. Okay, this guy. If it doesn't have the word egg in it, it's not going down there today. Okay, so all right, we want to thank everybody for watching again today. As we've had some good bangers on as well. The market's just trying to do nothing. I'm really. Is this the Nvidia trade or what? Like right now, the market is trying to get lower. It's not breaking higher. It keeps fading off the 50-period moving average. The reason why I'm saying this about Nvidia, are we just waiting? Are we waiting very patiently and, you know, to wait for something to pop through tonight? Join Sharif and I. We'll be having Salesforce, HPQ, everything involved with Nvidia later on tonight. There goes Joby near the day's high and breaking higher right now through $8.80, through $9 goes Joby. Again, some investments today in the name. Looking at $9. We've been up here many times before, and we actually spent about a month or so up here before fading back and breaking through 7 and then getting lower. So Joby, nice move to the upside upside there today as well. Let's go back. I have one red name today on board. We've traded six, one red, and thank God we got out where we did. Down now 11% is GameStop. So yeah, that one I will definitely slap a fail on that one and a flush going downside and money leaving the wheelbarrow on the GameStop trade there today because that flush was pretty epic there all day. We got excited on the Bitcoin news. Again, I had some traders messaging me earlier, so not FOMO about that, but just knew that there was some action here on the retail side. And now today, GameStop all the way back down. So we'll let it sleep for a minute and see if we can get back into GameStop here this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, it was running for pretty aggressively, and sometimes, you know, when you're running real hot, sometimes you got to pause the game, right? And that's what's maybe that's what's happening there on GME. We've had a past couple of days of some solid strength and some solid opportunities on GME, and now we're taking a little bit of a breather alongside again with the market, right? We talk about having market tailwind on your side can add strong confluence to your trade. And market tailwind for the shorts is definitely coming in. You can see the ES printing fresh lows as we speak as well. The Nasdaq not quite there yet, but again, still pretty much just as weak right there, continuing to print back-to-back red candles on the 15-minute chart here right off of open. We had one maybe little green doji there, but nothing too crazy. The ES, the selling is a little bit more clear there, as you can see back-to-back jacks on those.
Oh, back-to-back jack, back-to-back.
Yeah.
Obi,
Yo.
do you know what that is a reference to?
It's like a poker thing, right?
I don't know that for poker, but maybe.
Yeah.
Like that means when you open your hand and you get one jack and then you get another jack.
Yeah, back-to-back jacks.
No,
Where's
man, it's a
that
baseball reference, man. I'm
Okay.
very proud of you.
Oh, see, I go to one game. You
went to your one game and then incorrectly, you used the reference properly, but did not reference it properly, but we'll give you a lot of credit for that one. Back-to-back jacks is when you hit a home run, then I come up next.
Hit a home run?
Hit a home run. So we back-to-back jacks
Nice.
right
Okay,
there.
all right.
So a big shout out to everybody.
Thanks.
You know, the more you know, Andre, the more you
Yes.
know.
Thank you.
All right, so there you go, Obi. You're welcome. So thank
A
you.
little bit better every day.
That's an absolutely fantastic reference, Obi. So we say thank you for that one. Okay, so we're trying to get longer on Amazon. We missed that price. Is there anything else you guys want me to check out? Let's check out what Google's been doing. Google's been absolutely hot fire since I sold this thing around 161 or something like that. Nice move up to 172 and change there goes my friend and yours, Google. A nice move higher there, 173. I'm still in the name, but just not in it as much, as I lost a little bit of faith for sure in Google and gave a little bit too much sort of
Something's coming in.
Something's coming in. I guess maybe the futures.
Cracking low. Nvidia just broke day low. Nvidia cracked its consolidation.
Yeah, we better be careful with these futures, man.
Yeah.
Coming into some lows there. But no, I was talking, I don't even remember what I was talking about there, but.
Sorry, I saw the action.
No, that's okay. It was
sometimes
Google.
I sing when I get too excited.
Yeah, man, I love that. That
God.
singing is hot fire, Obi.
But yeah, no, that's selling coming in real hot. But yeah.
All right. Let's wrap it up, man. We only have 30 seconds.
I caught you a little offside there with the back-to-back jacks. Eh?
Yeah, the back-to-back jacks was very impressive. And then offside.
I mean, offside is definitely a. I mean, I know
that
what
one
I'm
is
saying.
that one's not.
That one's definitely a trading term because I'm always trying to look for the offside. Like who's offside?
Yeah.
I want to take
would say
advantage
it's
of who's
more of a
offside.
sports term, but I would say it's definitely used in
trading for sure. Yeah.
Right. Like when I'm long the futures, I'm offside right now. This seems like
as of right now. Yeah.
As of right now, but I'm starting to clear out some more of these positions. But anyways, Obi, great show today, man. So but we want to make sure that we remind everybody to make sure to join us at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Get on Twitter there. I'll be posting when I'm up on that space. I'm going to say what's up to Dan Ives from my guy Sharif over here.
Yes.
And then, tell them that we watch, and I hope you guys enjoy that space. It's 11 o'clock, Obi.
Oh boy.
This is what we're doing right now. So thank you so much to everybody for watching. Have a great afternoon. It's going to be a great midday show. There's a couple names moving around there for sure. They'll be talking about Bitcoin 107.5. Get some of those low runners in. Sharif's always all about that news as well. Get that news stories going if you want to brighten up and brushing up on some of that as well. So shout out to the team. And then Satya doing the best job over there filling in for Adara, who's back in the building tomorrow, I believe. So that should be fun. We always enjoy having Adara with us, but thank you to Satya. Thank you to Bears vs. Bulls. Thanks, Obi, Andre, and everybody, and all the guys behind us as well as we Oh, well, thank you very much, Obi. That's very nice of you to say that. But here we go, man. We're excited. It's going to be a big day, and it's just getting started right now with the midday. So go get them, boys, and we'll see you back at 2 p.m. Join me on the space.
Oh.